Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tides of Death. How are you doing today, my favorite players?
Thank you.
We're
Every
all doing
time,
great.
Back to being the favorite players then, is
yeah,
it?
you have to say that every time now because it's become an expectation that we'll think we've done something wrong if you don't say it.
Yep.
It's
He
like
didn't
when
say it
you're at
last
a
time.
gig and the band is like, "This is my favorite city." It's like you say that at every city.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they do.
yeah.
Yeah, we're doing good. 1 year older, but
That's
Can't
right. You've
complain.
just had a birthday. Happy birthday.
I have. Thanks very much.
Would you like to share with the class how old you are?
Well, I prefer guesses from not from the chat. Fuck you guys, but from you four.
22.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll take that. That's too
My
low
real,
to be taken
my
seriously.
real
so-
guess is like 32.
No, it's
Okay, 32.
34.
Yeah,
I'd say
did-
34, 35, somewhere there.
I mean, I did just tell you my fucking birth date, so
Yeah.
you should be able
True.
to.
Yeah, you did tell us the exact year.
34, yeah, thank you.
Uh-huh. Excellent. Well, it's been a few minutes since we've last played some Tides of Death. Where did we leave off with our party?
I believe that we left off in the cellars of the of our base. We were having a big conversation because the cleric crew, I don't know why, but they're looking for Nilram. Nilram fessed up that he had mentioned Rohi and a dragon named Telemachy Lenorum to them, so he doesn't know which ones they're here to talk about. But if he had to garner a guess, it would probably be the fact that he mentioned Rohi. However, he did this at Sale's request and his own curiosity. And this was before the captain and I believe Archie had also turned to Rohi's eternal servitude. So Nilram is currently the only one not bound by Rohi.
Hmm.
So it'll just pick up back on in this. Captain, I think that I need to go and see what the ship's about. I'll bring the crew, but we need to have this conversation with them, probably outside of these waters, if you know what I mean.
Listen, Nilram, I want to help you here, but you go to those clerics, you tell them that, we're all enthralled to Rohi, you point them in the direction of this place, and you make out good. Go back to Arcadia with all their gold, and you're sitting pretty while we're all getting fucked. It's got to be a better way.
You know, I've never been interested in gold and silver, Captain. That's more you and Archie.
Yeah, I see you hoarding gold pieces in your robes, not telling me about it.
Even if
Nilram, the only thing I don't care about gold, the only thing I would care about is the crew. So if you go to these people, you sell us out, and you leave, what the fuck? How is that helping us? How is that helping?
I'm trying to go to these people to save you guys.
Save us from what?
The exact thing you feared would happen, Captain. Your soul.
You think these people can save us?
I think if there's anyone on this earth that can save us, it's going to be a cleric crew of... It's going to be this ship. They're going to know something that has a chance. Even if the chance is 1 in 100, I would rather take the conversation and figure it out. I'm not going to give up the crew. I'm not going to expose our mission, expose our base, expose you guys. I'm just going to... I beg, let me have a conversation with them to save you all.
All right,
even
here's what we're going to do. Go on, Sale, first.
even if I grant you that your intentions are pure and you go to speak with them in full honesty and in good conscience, you are only one half of that exchange. You have no control over what they will do. What will they do to you? Will they capture you, take you? We can't. Might not be able to save you. You're at least half of this party's power in some circumstances. And if that's taken away and you're captured by these people and they force truth out of you, I don't know, maybe they have zones of truth. They have some sort of way to compel you to reveal this information. Do you think they're going to, out of the goodness of their heart, be like, you know what? These guys have been going around burning islands, chopping off people's heads, stealing money. We're going to help them get unbound from this evil god. We're going to let them go. We're going to help them out. No, they're going to come, they're going to find us, they're going to exterminate us, and they're going to burn everything we've done to the ground.
Nilram, do you know those scary stories that they sometimes tell at night at the boat, where the people are walking around and there's a monster somewhere, and someone in the group goes like, "Oh, we should split up," and then they obviously die? This is exactly what's happening here. Okay, we need to stick together as a crew.
How about we do this then? How about we meet? How about I meet with them and you happen to be in the bar, somewhere in the bar. I have my conversation. You guys don't overhear it because I don't know if Nilram will point down. I don't know how far it goes. I don't know if he'll be able to hear as well. But you be in the room, you be in the bar, and if anything goes bad, you guys are there to bail me out / help me. Seem good?
That's one operation. We should explore a few ideas, though. What if we arranged a meeting of one cleric and one Nilram? Therefore, the powers on either side of that exchange are equal.
That's fine.
I think the fear for me is a confrontation between our party and the entire clerical host.
I will tell you the clerics are not usually very powerful in fighting. They're more vessels for their deity to use to create crops, be wise. You're
So
probably
they're farmers and teachers. I'll beat them up. I'll punch them. They'll die. Easy. Problem solved.
That's correct.
Yes, sure, that is true. However, they do have certain spells, like
They
Hold
do.
Person, which basically will make Archie stand there. Even though they will feebly slap you for 10 minutes, Archie, you will eventually die.
Yeah, that is true.
I wanted to trust
Mr.
you,
Captain.
guys. Sale's got a good point. These people aren't going to work with us. They're not going to help us. Why would they? They know what we've been doing. They'll
If
put
they
two
didn't
and
want
two
to work with
together.
us, they would have been searching for me in a different manner.
Like, what man is that?
I asked the most milquetoast cleric in all of existence, the cleric of good and trade, and he is the one who has got this whole concoction together. If anyone's gonna work with us, it's going to be this group of clerics.
Why would they come in such force if they weren't planning for a fight?
I don't think they're coming in force at all. If they were coming in force, they'd have fighters, they'd have people in actual armor with weapons. They came as just a group of clerics under the banner of all, not just one. They want to have a conversation. Let me talk, as Sale said. Let's set up a meeting. I can talk to the cleric of Velmonteris.
Sale, you were talking about Zone of Truth. Magic that can tell if somebody's lying. You have anything like that? If I can't listen into this conversation, I need some way to know that I can trust him.
I
have, we do have a Zone of Truth scroll.
Yeah, we do have a scroll of it. I think personally, Nilram's angle on this is interesting, but in order for me to fully back it, I would just need more information. I would need some sort of concrete indication that they're not here with some sort of clerical vengeance in mind.
Okay, why don't we set up a meeting, and rather than attend the meeting, we'll spy on them. See how they turn up to the meeting, right? See if they listen to our terms. We just won't show. We'll get in touch again. We'll say there had to be a change of plans. The White Prince was onto us. Can we arrange another meeting? And if everything's legit, we can go along with it the second time.
Sounds good. I think.
Why don't we set up a one-on-one meeting? We spy first. If it is a one-on-one meeting, you let me go talk to them. If it's not, we know that they're bunk, and we just move on.
Okay, but I want that Zone of Truth scroll first.
But I mean, Nilram will hand it over if it's on his character sheet. It's either on mine or Sales. Let me look.
I don't think I actually wrote it down on my character sheet, but I think you did give me like the cleric scrolls.
Yeah, I gave them to you, so make sure you put them on there.
So you hand it to me. I hand it to Sale.
Oh, I do have it. It's neutralize poison X5, cure light wounds X4, tongues, compulsive order, divination, and zone of truth.
Yep, 6 Zone of Truths. Make sure you put 6.
6 of them. Nice.
6 castings, yeah.
All right, so I hand the scroll to Sale and say, "How does this work?"
I will spend some time studying the scroll and wait for Koibu to answer.
All right. So, Zone of Truth. I'm going to double check the text right now, but it is a 5-foot square per level. So if you're 10th level, it's a 50 by 50 square area. Range 30 yards, so you don't have to cast it exactly on yourself right here. Anyone who is within the area of effect must pass a saving throw versus spell. If they fail the saving throw versus spell, they are prevented from speaking any deliberate or knowing lies. Affected creatures are aware of the enchantment, therefore they may avoid answering questions to which they would normally respond with a lie, or they may be elusive as long as they remain within the boundaries of truth. When characters leave the area, you're free to speak as you choose. Yeah.
I imagine
So if you
Sale just
pass
told me
your
that.
save, you can talk, you can lie. It's fine. You pass your save.
Yeah.
But if
So-
you don't, you have to. You can avoid things, but you have to be honest and truthful at all points in time.
So it sounds like he can resist it then.
It's not a perfect operation, Captain.
If I'm resisting it, Captain, you'll know that I'm being tricky with my wordplay.
No, okay. Stepping out of character. You can, if you pass your save, you can just say whatever you like, right? Failing your save and then being tricky is a different thing.
Is it a save on every single?
One save at the
questions,
beginning.
Just one save.
Yeah.
Can you
So-
willfully just say I'm not?
Yeah,
You can choose to
not
fail
resist.
your save. Yes.
Now, is there any way to discern that visually if you were watching someone's face? Like, do they have to put effort in to resist? Is there a way that he could do it so that it's obvious to say Sale that he's not resisting?
I think that would be more how it would play out in roleplay. So, like, if somebody has resisted it, they would be confidently telling the truth, whereas somebody who didn't resist it and had like something to hide would be evasive. I don't think that's something you would maybe mechanically have something for. I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
but-
think from the outside there is a way to know if someone is trying to pass their saving throw or not. I think that negates the whole point of giving someone a saving throw.
Yeah, I mean, the only real way to be sure is to just repeat it like 4 times.
Yeah.
You know, this is kind of going heavy for the roleplay, but I feel
Yeah.
like if we
think-
need to be sure, then that's the way to do it.
If you need to be sure, Captain, then do it 4 times. It's fine. My answers won't change.
I feel as if we can trust Nilram, at least until he has a real reason to abandon us.
Wait, sorry, I'm lost. What are we trying to figure out right now?
If we can trust Nilram, because Nilram doesn't want us to listen into his conversation, because
Yeah.
then Rohi might hear.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to let him speak to these clerics
Yeah,
without us hearing. He could be selling us out. We've got no
yeah.
reason necessarily to trust. Okay, well, I think we should use at least one scroll. I just want to see it play out. So can we do it in here, Sail, or is the lead and the silver going to mess with the spell?
I don't know actually. It
It's
should be-
not okay. It's fine.
Okay, right, let's do it then.
Wait, hold on. Let me ask a question. What are we ascertaining here from Nilram with the Zone of Truth? Are we not doing it after the meeting?
No, I want to do it now to make sure he's not going to sell us out, and that also
Yeah,
that
that's
he's willing to die
okay.
rather than give us up if it comes
Okay.
to that.
I make Nilram stand in the middle of the room, and I take out
Okay.
a scroll, Zone of Truth. And how long does it last, roughly?
1 minute per level of the caster. Or
What level
for your
is it?
Really quick,
situation,
so
the spell is written at 5th level? 7th
Okay.
level, so...
So mechanically, for every like statement that he makes, he has to pass a new save, right?
No, passes
That's
one
one
save
save.
at the beginning of the spell.
Okay, so
Can
why
scrolls
don't
be
we just
made
have
at
him?
Good.
Wait, couldn't we have him like this? Archie wouldn't think of this, but couldn't we have him like say something to confirm that he is like in the zone of truth? Like we say beforehand that he has to say like an obvious lie at the start, and if he doesn't, I don't know if that works.
But how can you know if
This is
he
like a
isn't
logic
just...
puzzle.
How do you know if
He
he's
just
like lying or
tricked
not?
you.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I feel like this is like a logic puzzle. I feel like there's something that we can do to figure this out.
Well, what if I cast modify memory on him that like forces him to tell a lie?
Wait, how would that work?
I
You
don't know.
can't tell.
There might be. But if I force him to tell a lie with a spell, and he can't tell a lie in his Zone of Truth, then we know he's telling the truth.
How can
What
you
if- what
force
if
someone
you-
to tell a lie with the spell, though?
That's
Yeah.
what I'm wondering, because I'm trying to think, is there a
Because-
spell I have that we could do this?
If I think
if you-
2 squared is 12, and I say that, that's not a lie, I'm just stupid.
Isn't?
Ooh,
Do you guys remember? Do you guys remember that like brain teaser? That's like there's two guys. They're guiding the
yeah.
doors to heaven and hell.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But it's about something like the other one is lying or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a statement
Yeah,
to
you
fix
need
that.
like the other thing. Yeah.
What if we? What happens if you leave the zone of the truth and come back in? Do you make another save?
I don't think that we should have it that way because then we can abuse it in the future. Like, oh, we're gonna bring him out, bring him back in, bring him out, bring him back in.
Yeah.
Like that would just be dumb for us.
Yeah, I think one casting will affect you the same. If you leave the zone, you're free to speak. If you walk back in, you're
under your same
bound.
save.
Yeah, I think that's the most sensible approach.
Well, I guess they're getting a little bit meta because I don't think John necessarily understands all this much. I guess I would just say to Nilram, all right, well, make sure you don't resist the spell. I'll know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd give it
Nilram.
After hearing one of the questions that John was going to ask, he is going to attempt to resist the spell, but yeah,
Okay.
it shouldn't be too
Nilram.
obvious.
There is a command where you can roll dice and roll 20 and just send the
that's
result
good.
to the DM.
do you
It's
do that?
/GR. And then you can roll me
That's it
/GR,
first.
a 1 to 20, and that will be your saving throw that only you and I will know.
Yeah, this is the real one.
Okay.
Okay,
There you go.
got that. Let me check
Um,
your character sheet, because that's...
what am I rolling for here?
It's a save versus
Spell?
spell. Mhm.
Okay. I've been playing D&D with you now for 3 or 4 years, and we haven't done this yet, so that's nice.
Mhm. Okay, and if you need to whisper to someone, you can do /W and then type the person's name, and it'll pop up with an autofill
Nice.
form and blah 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 blah.
All
Okay.
right, I'm ready. Nilram awaits his questions.
7 minutes to ask Nilram questions. 7 minutes on the counter. Go.
One question around, I think.
Okay. Sale, do you have for us the questions?
Wait, I was going to say we should gather our questions before we cast the spell.
Oh,
The
that's fine.
spell's
You guys can
cast.
take your time, yeah. Yes.
So I was looking at I was trying to think, is there like a way to use modify memory to be like, make him forget he's in a zone of truth, and tell him if he says the sky is red, I'll give him 100 gold. Like, make him think that. But I guess that's not really a lie.
He already said he doesn't care about gold anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're doing it on the fly, so I
Wait,
guess
Nilram,
we tell.
No
So
more.
one second. What if we say the sky is red or we'll kill you? Or like there's fuck. Never
there is a
mind.
logic puzzle here.
No,
I
it doesn't
feel
work,
like there's
because
a
if
way
you-
to figure this
doesn't
out, but
work.
I would have to
No.
like sit down for like half an hour.
Because
Let's just go with it. We wouldn't figure this out anyway. Like our characters wouldn't think of this.
Right? He can say whatever he wants.
Yeah.
He can pretend to be failing because he's
Yeah.
smart enough to know how to pretend. to
Yeah,
make
and
it
there's
look
like
he's
yeah.
failing.
I don't know. I feel like there's a way here, but it would take.
Is it
Our
lenient?
characters would never think of it. I think the only person who could maybe figure this out would be Nilram himself. So it doesn't matter.
True.
You
We're
would
not
have
smart
to
enough.
know a lie that he has been telling you that you know he's been lying to you
Yes.
about, and
Yeah.
then call him out on it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would work maybe.
Damn.
But we don't.
True.
I
know
would need
that.
I would
don't
need
think
like
we know
multiple
that.
days of like divination. Is like, is Nilram
Yeah, yeah.
lying about this thing? Is Nilram lying about this thing? Is he
Yeah.
lying about- You'd have to like find one.
Hmm
So from now on, every day that we're resting, I want to be practicing, like gathering lies that Nilram's told.
Okay.
Okay, first
so-
question. Nilram,
Clever.
can the
so-
party trust you with our lives in this matter?
Yes.
Nilram, if the clerics force you to choose between torture and death or giving us up, what would you choose?
Torture and death.
Does he look as if he's resisting the spell, Neil?
No, not at all.
No. Okay.
Nilram, which one of
Hello.
us three do you think is the coolest?
John.
I look inside.
No, Archie's like, yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes
That
perfect
makes
sense.
sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah, that's the most
Sailors
truthful
hurt
thing.
a little.
Yeah.
As a fellow spellcaster, I'm a little bit disappointed in you.
Wait, do we need to make rolls as well, Neil? We are also in the zone of truth.
You could be standing outside of it. If you walk
No, 'cause
into it,
we've got to be in the room, right? And the AoE of the spell is going to fill the room.
well then,
Yeah, it's probably filling the room.
everybody /GR to Koibu. your 1d20. And then who amongst you?
Sorry, my internet cut out for a second. What happened?
Everyone else is rolling saves because they're also within the zone.
Oh,
Slash GR and then.
And then Koibu,
Uh-huh.
and then there should be like a drop down. You can select it, and then 1d20 is what you roll.
What's the passing roll?
I will
Something
DM you if
spell
you
save.
passed or failed.
Okay, it says unrecognized command slash GR.
Give you slash GR and then 1d20.
You see my roll now.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It's slash GR 1d20. I'm sorry, I fucked up. Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Thanks for that, Neil.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Everyone has either passed or failed. We've communicated their pass or failing to everyone. Please continue from where you were.
Hey, so after he says John, I turn to Archie and say, Archie, I don't know, that seems like a lie.
Well, it seems like the truth to me. You are the coolest, John.
Look at Sale.
I'll just.
I
look
guess
down
I
at the
am
ground.
pretty cool. Nilram, what did you say exactly to this cleric in Redport? Paraphrase if you don't recall.
Yeah, I'm gonna paraphrase out of character because I don't really remember. But here's
I think that's what your
think-
character should say then, is that you don't
Okay, yeah.
clearly
I don't
remember.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly. But I asked him to look into a figure named Rohi, and he'll say it.
The lead room door is closed, right?
Yeah.
Tricky question. He says the word, so hopefully convincing you further that he is indeed Zone of Truth.
And how much gold are you carrying on you right now? Out of interest.
Around 200?
Yeah, how much gold are you carrying on you?
I like jingle my pockets. I don't know, like 120-ish.
Okay. Well, I guess we can trust him. I don't know about these clerics, but
We're still in the Zone of Truth, right?
For another
It's
2
probably like-
minutes.
Couple of
Nilram will ask the captain. John, do you trust me?
more now than I did before.
I'll turn to Archie like, that's a no.
Nilram thinks that he passed his save. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Trying to think of like a good question I could ask someone while we're still in here.
Yeah, it's quite interesting actually, isn't it? I think we were all focused on Nilram, but now the gears are whirling.
Have you ever stolen from the crew, Captain?
Absolutely not. Never would I steal from my crew. It just happens to be that my share is the largest.
And none. Sail, do you want to be free of your deity?
Sale will think for a moment. I'm not sure. On
It's
one
just quite
hand,
cathartic.
on one hand, the power is nice. On the other, I'm not my own man anymore.
Hear that?
4 people in a room pretending to tell the truth.
This is quite nice, really. We should do this more often. It's nice to get, clear the air a little bit.
Well, we have a limited
if we do
pass.
If we do this often enough, eventually, like, we'll hit a point where we're all telling the truth, right?
Yeah.
Now, question:
Say-
Can I inverse cast a scroll to be Zone of Lies? Then we could do riddles.
Oh, true.
So you can only tell lies.
Just for the viewers.
Yeah, have
2
to lie.
players have passed,
That
and
would
2
be
players
funny.
have failed.
Oh, but I think the fact that there's a chance to not do it is like always there, right? So it kind of messes with it. You would have to do it like a fuck ton of times, then you could do like statistical analysis.
At this point, I think that becomes out of the realm of roleplay and it becomes like power gaming.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, I will go and get the crew if you guys don't have any other questions. We need to meet with the clerics soon, and I think
Yeah,
they're the best route for
We've got to
telling
get
them
a
where to
message
meet.
to them first, right? We need to find out where they're going and leave a message at the tavern on the next island they're headed to.
We should know where that is already. We know which way they're traveling around.
Yeah, well, I think that's what we need to do because we need to give them the terms of our arrangement here, where it's a one-on-one meeting between you and one of their number in a tavern on a well-populated island.
Okay.
What I would stipulate is, if possible, I would like to be able to cast Rapport on Nilram before he goes into the meeting. Oh wait, shit! No, we can't know what happens, can we?
Yeah, you can't know what happens. That's why it's fucky, yeah. Nilram will pull out a piece of paper. He'll cast, I don't know, tell me if this is fine. He'll cast Cantrip. He'll make a magical quill, and he'll just write on it in magic. Is that fine? Just like a magic letter with no...
Like
real...
you magic a clearly fake piece of paper and a clearly fake...
No, a real piece of paper, a fake quill out of magic, and if he writes on the paper, can it just stay...
It
like
will...
written, like ink?
It will stay for the duration of the cantrip as long as the
But
paper
it would
stays
go
within
away.
10 feet of you. Yeah.
Okay, never mind then. Fuck that. I'll go
Interesting
write
way
up a
of
real
doing
note.
secret notes.
That is an interesting way to do secret notes, though.
Yeah, like if you're in school, you pass like your crush a secret note, and the teacher picks it up and it goes blank. You're fucking saved, dude.
Dude.
That's nice. Huge. Okay, normal fashion a real note. He knows the islands in the ring, so he'll say, "Hey, this island at this place." I don't think we need to get too down in the depths with it. Whichever island you want to do, will be there.
Yeah, well, I was thinking maybe the party island, right? We've all shown our face around there before. We probably know people. We can blend in.
We're just out of that. We're just out of that area. I think. Ah, they're not too far off actually.
No, it's
They're like
yeah,
over.
it's like
They're like over here, I think. So they need to go over here.
Show me where they are. Oh, right.
I
You
think
mean,
that
oh,
we met
okay.
them like this way. They were going that way.
Oh, and their ship probably can't go against the tide.
I don't know.
Is
What
that what
ship
you're
was
saying?
it, Koibu?
Well, you only saw them parked in the harbor. You gave them a moment's notice and moved on. Most ships go with the current. It's just much faster. You cover a much greater ground going with the current than against it. But this is one of the major problems here. On the big open ocean with 60-some isles, no, 70-some isles, there's no way to find these people. You sort of have to luck into them or leave a
Wait, we
message
saw
for them
them-
somewhere.
I think we saw them at a different island. We didn't just see them here at Flotsam. They had ventured out while Nilram was creating some shit, and they had like met the ship again out here or something, right?
There was you were getting some resupply from Crystal Cove, and the people in Crystal Cove were telling you that
What was it?
they ran into a ship of clerics that were asking questions about Nilram.
Okay, well they're gonna be going island by island, I assume, looking. So let's just do what they did: go island by island until we find them. Then we can leave them a message and go to the next one.
The other option is that Mildred will know where they are, probably. They'll have paperwork and she'll know where they are.
Finding another ship on the open seas, even island hopping looking for them, is a difficult process. You know, if they're on the outer ring, you might be able to catch up to them on the outer ring. But if they've moved to the Midlands or if they've gone somewhere else, you know, finding a ship that's on the move, almost impossible without a source of magic.
What does their note
Be on the
say?
outer ring.
I could ask.
Like, if you find Nilram, how do you contact them? I'm sure that the note that they're passing around or the flyers are saying, like, we have an emissary in X spot, like X island, who can contact the big ship. Otherwise, it doesn't make sense. They're just, like, heading around looking for someone.
They're asking questions. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, why don't we know which way they were sailing, Neil?
They were sailing with the current, in a
Yeah.
clockwise direction.
We could start going around clockwise in our legit ship, docking at a place for a night, saying, "Oh, have you seen a big group of clerics going around here? And they'll say, oh, yeah, probably. And then we'll say, how far away did you see them? And then we can maybe catch up with them like that.
How many days ago were they here? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's do it.
And that would let us know whether or not we need to skip islands and stuff.
And if we get
I-
all the way to Mildred, we can ask her. But that's like the other side of the rim, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could probably also. I don't know if I have the reagents for it, but I might be able to use divination to be like, should we skip the next island? Or
Mhm.
like,
That could work, yeah.
Let's should we take both of our ships?
We maybe put the other one in the bottle in case we need it. Make an escape, yeah?
Yeah. Let me do that then. Okay. I'm ready when you guys are.
Well, when we leave this room, we can't talk of this again.
Sounds good.
In fact, maybe we should spend a moment to get our story straight in our own heads for how we're going to talk about this with each other once we come out of this room. Because if Rohi really is watching us, he's going to know what we're doing to some extent. Right?
we are hunting for information to find out what their purpose is, what they're doing here. We're sending Nilram undercover to try to get information out of them and to assess whether or not they're a threat to us and Rohi.
Why are we sending Nilram? Because we're scared that they might be able to sense him on us.
Because we are bonded and Nilram isn't.
Okay.
All right.
Don't let it slip or this is all for nothing.
All right. Wait, Nilram,
Yep.
I have one more question.
I think the time's up, but you can ask.
Do you want to like hang out later?
No, Manon. Yeah, we can hang out.
Cool.
Listen. Alright,
Alright.
I go to the door. I put my hand on the handle. I cast one look back over my shoulder at my unwieldy crew. And then I open the door and walk out.
Okay. The party heads back into the base where everyone else is milling about doing this thing and that. You're going to get your big ship ready, your many-masted ship that has the proper paperwork, and you're going to sail along the outer rim looking for
Yep.
the cleric ship.
The small
Yeah.
ship is in the bottle.
Yep.
Yeah.
My recommendation as well is that we bring the anti-magic shield. In case we do get into a confrontation with the clerics, we can basically eliminate the threat of like hold person, and they just become like wet priest noodles, you know.
Yeah, we
And
gotta
then
isolate
I
the
think if
shield.
we're ever gonna take the shield, it's gonna be now. Yeah.
Yeah, but don't lose your armor spells if you don't need to. So,
Mhm.
let's keep it in one part of the ship. We'll get one of the non-magicked crew members to basically shove it in one end of the ship and look after it.
Mhm.
I think the crow's nest is probably the safest place, right? Because it's like
Yeah.
no
That's
one
true.
gets affected,
Okay, yeah.
and it
Probably
protects
awkward to
against
get
any
up
like
there.
chain lightning. Yeah.
Oh, that's true though as well. Wait, it's quite a good point, that isn't it? Would the crow's nest attract a lightning bolt cast at the ship, or is
I think-
it more nuanced than that?
It would be like
Direction.
a bubble where like maybe it would either be the lightning bolt would go around the bubble, or when it hits the bubble, it like gets cancelled.
No, but I'm
We-
saying because like how you have a lightning rod on a building and all lightning strikes out that building when it hit the lightning rod. I wonder if the crow's nest would act like that, and then we could put the shield up there to like almost defend our whole ship from lightning.
So, in ship-to-ship combat, when we're casting spells, everything is sort of moving and heaving. That ship is moving, your ship is moving, the water is moving. Like, it's a kind of a chaotic, messy situation. So, where you try to strike a ship with a spell and where you actually strike a ship with a spell is going to be a little bit different. So, if you aim for somewhere, you may end up striking the crow's nest. If the crow's nest is more likely to attract a lightning bolt, is maybe not all that accurate, because when you normally cast a lightning bolt, you can cast it near a tree but not on the tree. Otherwise,
Yeah.
lightning bolt spells would be useless in a great many
Forest.
situations.
Yeah.
So you might end up hitting the crow's nest. You might end up missing the ship and hitting the water beside it. There's a lot of things that could go wrong.
I also wonder, is the lightning bolt magic?
Ooh, that's a good point.
Because it's not the same as lightning bolt, the wizard spell, is it? It's someone's magic cloud, maybe. It just forces a lightning storm. It doesn't necessarily make magical lightning bolts.
Damage correlates to your level, right?
That's
So
true.
that would make
yeah.
it magical.
Point
But
nil.
it
Yeah.
is.
No, wait, it
needing-
doesn't.
You
Isn't it
do
just
need a
8d6?
storm.
It's 8 times my level. It's 8. Yeah.
It's the 8 times your level. Okay. Yeah.
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 All right, fair enough.
The
Yeah.
other thing is we need to get like enough magical shields and just outfit a mage killer ship that just has like the entire ship is clad in these like anti-magic fields, and they're just like fireball, and it just puffs out, and the ship keeps coming.
Oh shit.
I've just had a vision of
Yeah.
like a future episode, right, where we attack the wizard college, and we do it by like ramming a ship full of anti-magic shields like through the side of a wall, just like smashing into the middle of their little lab or whatever. We start getting the crew to fling the shields everywhere, and we all dive off the ship and start fucking them up.
Oh hell yeah.
Incredible. Could we make anti-magic knuckles for Yan so he's just like punching the magic out of wizards?
Holy shit. Could I block a fireball if I did that?
Oh, that would be so sick. That would work as well. But you'd have 10 armor though, so there's that.
Yeah.
Well,
I think we set up and get going.
Yeah.
is there anything that needs doing around here? Any instructions to leave for people? This seems like too big of an issue to deal with your crew at this point. Wiley can manage everything else.
Yeah, we're bringing most of the crew with us, right? Because we're taking the big ship, so.
We're taking
Okay.
the big ship. Yeah, most of the crew's coming.
Excellent. So we're gonna have a whole bunch of people on this ship, and you're gonna go look for a ship filled with clerics from another realm. We're here hunting Nilram.
Was. Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah.
I don't know about hunting, but
The
Looking
hunter
for?
becomes the hunted, Neil.
looking for it.
Yeah. Oh, alright, well then. Off we sail. In the clockwise direction. And why don't we take our first break right here, and we'll come back on the other side with a little bit more Tides of Death.
Right.
Soon. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. Our party sets sail across the open sea. Well, actually, kind of an enclosed sea, but across the ocean, looking for this ship of clerics. Now, the last time you saw them in Port Ferris was mid-December. And now you are here in Port Ferris in like early February. So they've been gone at least a month and a half. Does that mean, how do you want to, do you want to just start island by island, stopping and asking as you go? Do you want to try and cut halfway across to keep up with them, or to try and catch up a little bit?
No, I don't. Well, I think that, right, they'll have come across the islands where people will definitely recognize us, where we've done extensive things. And I imagine they'll probably spend more time on those islands. So even though you could probably, get around the whole rim in a month, 2 months, Neil, is that right?
It's a few months, I think.
Yeah, so we could try and cut to catch up, but I think they might not be as far around as we think.
You think they might have
Yeah,
to
if they're,
stop
like,
and spend some time on each place?
Yeah, I think so. Maybe not every place, but definitely like Jamuba. They'll probably be there for a while, I'd imagine. Since there'll be a lot of evidence of us there.
Huh?
So maybe we cut to... Well, what about Port Augustus? Was that... Everything was okay there, wasn't it? Anyone remember what went down in Port Augustus?
I don't think our characters remember what happened in Port Augustus, right? That's the weird island.
No, I thought the weird island was Alba. No?
Oh, yeah, no, I think you're right. I don't know. I would personally just cut through and see then what happened.
Yeah,
why don't we
also, if you're comfortable with me doing,
Augustus first.
That's fine, yeah.
if you're comfortable with me doing like a divination, I could be like, should we sail a quarter way around the rim to find the clerics?
Yeah.
And that'll give us
Well-
I don't know, like we'll maybe have a better question.
Yeah, if you can consult the drowned god, then do so. Let's
Yeah.
use our wisdom.
I'll go to the edge of the ocean, and I will cast the divination spell. Hang on 1 second. And my sacrifice will be one of the many heads that I've collected with 2 coins over the eyes. 2 gold coins, because I'm not asking for much. I just want directions.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like an advanced version of the omen reading.
Yeah.
Okay. I had to make my check my math and my notes on sailing speeds here. What are you doing exactly? You're asking a question?
Yes. My question is, how far around the rim do I need to sail? Essentially, but I'm trying to think of maybe, is that like a valid question to ask in a divination? Or
Will we do?
Maybe it's something like, where in the rim should I start my search?
yeah,
Specific goal that will occur within a 1 week period. Sort of an awkward question. So it's like, if I do this, then what will? I don't know. Useful piece of advice concerning a specific goal, event, or activity that will occur within a 1 week period. So if we venture into the 3rd level, will we do well? Clearly happening right up now. I guess where should I start my search? Is an event that will happen right now in 1 week?
yeah. And like, if they're more than a week of sailing away, then the answer would be like inconclusive in a big way, maybe.
Well, no, because if you start your search halfway across the rim, then your search is still starting when you leave Port Ferris, right? You're just not getting there until
Yeah, I suppose.
a little while. Where should I go to begin looking, maybe? That way it clarifies that you're going to go and then look.
Okay.
It's a f-
That's a pretty solid way of starting it off. Because it doesn't tell you anything about the future, it just tells you about what to do right now.
Yes.
Okay.
Which,
so the
which
question,
direction should I sail?
Yeah.
Well, hang on. We want to be going the same direction as them, don't we? Because the point is to try and be behind them and catch up, not be in front of them.
Confront,
Then we won't get any information from the islands that we passed by.
Okay. So, would you phrase your question, please, for me?
Which quadrant or cardinal direction or quarter of the rim should I begin my search? Or should I set sail to?
Which quarter of the rim should you set your sails to?
Yes. To find the name of that ship, Maiden's Kiss or whatever.
Is the quarter relative to the cardinal directions, or is it relative to Port Ferris? Oh, no. How many radians from Port Ferris should I begin my search?
Only Nilram was qualified to ask that question.
Yeah.
Let's see. The answer will come to you. The answer is avoid the rim, sail to the inner ring.
Well, that's fine.
Is that fine?
The middle ring, right?
Have we been
Inner
to the middle
ring.
ring yet? The inner ring.
Inner
Oh,
ring.
Inner ring.
We're sailing. Okay. Right now.
I return to
sail's
the
just
party
that
and I'll just
information.
say, okay, guys, we're gonna go find Telemachy.
Well, the inner ring should be fine. We're on a real ship. If we're ever going to travel, then it's going to be on this ship, this real ship, where we have the paperwork. We're fine. No one knows. Us four shouldn't be seen, but the whole other crew should be fine.
Maybe we use the crew to go on board, on land. Ask the questions.
Is
Have
there
one of the
any
crew-
magic on your ship?
Just us?
Yeah, we've got
Just
magic
the
weapons, yeah.
just the weapons and the spells that are cast on you. You're not bringing the drums.
We wouldn't bring the drums necessarily on this ship. I mean, we probably would bring them. But
We're gonna have the drums, but we're also gonna have the anti-magic shield. So we'll probably keep all that in stores.
But they not. What if they come on the ship and check?
But then they're gonna see a shield.
So that means when you go to the inner ring, you're gonna bring the anti-magic shield. No one's gonna have any protection magics cast on them, and all of your magical equipment, including any potions or healing salves or whatnot, are going to be sitting underneath the shield. So if something
but if they
happens, you've got no magic on you anywhere.
Or if they come on the ship and search it and find it, and then we're fucked.
Yeah. I feel like
It's just gonna run like a. They're not gonna be like searching our ship. We're gonna go into port. We can go into port, and then our people can literally go and talk to the clerical duders, and tell them, hey, we want to have a meeting at X island.
They've searched our ship before.
Yeah. Wait, why don't we just sit here? We can go on the long ship and do some other shit, and send our dudes on the real ship into the inner islands to go and tell the clerical duders to meet us out here. We don't even need to be on the ship. It's a real ship. Huh?
What are they doing there? We need a reason for them to be going. But yeah, that could work.
I don't think we need a reason. You can travel where you want.
They're gonna ask though. And
That sounds like a problem you can pass off to your henchmen.
Yeah. They can figure it out.
Sounds like a fun side story for some time that only 3 people can make it.
There you go. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
We send them off.
Okay. You'd send the
but
big ship with crew. Sorry, go ahead, Sale.
probably with instructions to like hit a few towns with notes.
Okay. Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
like,
maybe-
wherever they land, you know.
And we
Pick
want to
up-
meet.
Pick up some people from the island, right? Because that way we can have our secondary characters. Or at least I can have one. Because he's on the island, so.
Yeah,
Sure.
they'll go and pick up Den and Ted. Well, actually, they can't.
Maybe not the ogre, but they can
Maybe
pick
not.
up my guy's name. I can't even remember his name anymore.
We'll let that story
Fine.
unfold itself in another session, another time.
That's good.
Yeah.
Okay, we tell them to meet us on.
Yeah. Where's the meeting point? That's actually important.
He can leave them at. They can meet us back at the island with Brophy, right? We'll head back there.
That's
What
good.
was the second? Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good island to be.
That's our power base too.
Yeah, no, that's a
Yeah.
good island to be at.
You want
They'll
to
meet us on
invite
Sulphur Island.
these clerics who are looking for Nilram with questions about Roki to the island that you're setting up.
That's correct.
Oh, sorry, no.
No?
Sorry, I didn't realize that's what I was asking. I thought you meant like where would we meet back up with our ship?
No. Where do you want the clerics to come meet you?
No, it needs to be populated so that they can't just attack us in person. Like,
We are so not afraid. Well, that's why we would want it to be on that island, because they can't attack us in person. Our whole crew's there. If they attacked us, the whole island would be against them, and we would absolutely just slaughter them.
Well, the people on the island, like I don't know how well they'd hold up against like 10 clerics casting hold person.
That's a numbers game here, where we have a bunch of people on the island, and those clerics aren't going to be worth their salt in a fight.
we're just
I'm just saying, if we want our, yeah,
we're just looking to speak to them right now and get
Correct.
an idea of what they're up to. If we want to ambush them and kill them later, which let's be honest, we probably do, then we set up the meeting on Sulphur Island. Let's talk with them now. Let's give them enough breadcrumbs so that we can lure them in later if we need to ambush them. So let's do it somewhere more public. Not Ferris, not Sulphur. I think the Party Island is the best place to do it. I know people there.
that's fine.
I've got people who I've, thrown a few gold to that'll tell me the details.
We can do it on Angel Island.
When you say party island, you mean Angel Island, not the island that belongs to the party.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I mean where
Okay.
we send like Wiley and that to go
Gotcha.
unwind.
Yes. Okay.
And
We'll
I've
go
got
hang out on
long-term
Angel
plans
Island
to,
for a
like,
week or two.
To sort of mafia eyes that place.
Yeah.
Like I said, we could start running all the casinos and the bars and that.
Great. Well, in the meantime, the party gets on their long ship. Just the 4 of you now, with your magic drums and all of your gear, and we set sail for that other side quest that you had been going for. That,
What was that?
searching
Was
deeper
the
into
dragon.
Telemaki, where he lives, which at the end of last session you got a location for on the northeast corner of the outer ring.
That
I
sounds
think-
like
Did we?
exactly.
Oh, that's right.
I think we should just chill on Angel Island for a few weeks and wait for the clerics to come. I don't want to miss our rendezvous. I think that'd be good for the party as well. We can all,
Yeah, but we
you know,
don't know how
do
that's
some
gonna play out
bonding.
yet, right?
yeah, you just wait. We do some bonding in character, you know. Gives us more chance to
You might
not
win. Who
wanna.
knows how long it's going to take those guys to find them?
Yeah, it could be 2-3 months before they get back.
Well, there's only 2 islands that they can be on in the middle.
We're not going to miss them. These guys have got nothing better to do but look for us. If they get a lead, they'll wait.
How long do I think that it'll take Koibu. Just for the ship to get to the Midlings.
For your ship to get to the middle, inbound will take a little more than a week, and then we'll probably need a day on each island there, going off and asking questions. So that's another 5 days. That'll bring us to about 17, and then it'll take them maybe
We get
another
back?
20 days to get back. It's much slower going out because you're
Oh.
going against the current.
Okay, we got about a month then.
So you've got at least a month, and that's with your fast, large ship. If the clerics aren't in such a fast ship, their ability to follow you might be a lot slower.
That's
Like
fine.
if they're in a cargo ship, then it'll take like almost a month for them to get all the way out, let alone. And then if they come out from one spot, they might have to like go along the rim a little bit more to even find you. So you're probably looking at a month to 2 months before they'll arrive from the inner ring.
Okay, I don't think we care. Do we care about the dragon? I
Yeah.
asked the party.
We
Why?
released the dragon. It's related.
Yeah,
To
it
him.
sounds like he sealed it, and I don't know how dragons react, but enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Okay, that's fine. I guess we can go talk to him. I just don't know if a dragon's gonna want to be concerned with us. I mean, we freed him, so maybe he owes us a debt.
I think
We
we
can
go over
negotiate a
there
favor.
and we can ask the drowned one what the situation is with the dragon. Maybe when we're closer to it, we'll get a better answer.
We're the
But,
Crimson Fist. He better be concerned with us. Come on.
Damn right. You ever seen a man punch a dragon to death?
You will.
Yeah, soon.
Campaign goals.
One thought though. Why would our clerical friends be heading to the inner rim?
But look for me.
Perhaps.
Um,
Or perhaps to speak to someone in particular about you.
yeah. It could be multiple of things. It could be they are rendezvousing with maybe another party, someone they know, or they are going to meet as a delegation with the White Prince, his men, maybe some of his people. Maybe this will be initiating a larger search, if indeed it is a hostile search. There's a lot of reasons they could be going to the inner ring, in my opinion, Captain.
Okay. Let's sail. Speak to the crew on the ship and just make sure they understand the delicateness of the situation. That when they hand this note off, it needs to be done like not in a direct open place, and if possible, like slip to them without them even seeing the person who gave it to them.
Yeah, like hand it to a third party who will deliver the note.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because if they've spoken to the White Prince, and then we go like, oh hey, come back with us to our island and meet with us, we might be in a world of trouble.
Yeah, the Sulphur Island might get scoured for the second time.
We should also be prepared that they might go with that note to the White Prince and say they want to meet here in the rim. Now, if that happens, I think we have to. That's where we should have a show of force. If they try and come all the way out here with them.
Yeah, if we're on our way to this island to the east, perhaps we could stop in the towns anyway and ask questions about how they were conducting their search. Were they aggressive? Were they curious? Were they diplomatic? How were they presenting themselves in their search?
That makes sense. Okay.
But that would give us more information about how trustworthy sending the note might be.
And remember, if we see the White Prince's ships out on the rim, and it's not complete suicide, we're going to do something about it.
Hell yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, I guess maybe I ask Archie to go and deliver that message to the crew to make sure that they're all okay before they leave, but then we can go.
Yeah, sure, Captain. What's just to confirm, what's the message again?
Well, I told Sale. Sale's going to go with you, and he'll explain it to you, so you make sure you get it right.
All right, you got it.
All right.
No way I
Our-
can fuck this up.
Our party will set out from Port Ferris and head to Yuma, the first stop along the way. Yeah? Is that what's
No, I
going
think we
down?
can skip Yuma. Let's stop it like Augustus and
Yeah.
yeah, let's just stop at Augustus. Yeah.
Fort
See how that goes.
Augustus. First time being here, I do believe. The city of Port Augustus is at the very end of Summerland, a large island that sort of has like an X or a weird Y shape going on with it. There is a mountain. This is the wrong track. There is a mountain at the very center of it called Mount Solstice that rises up and can be seen from miles in all directions. Forests and jungles cover the island all the way up to Port Augustus, where a large wall has been built from side to side of the peninsula. The wall towers 100 feet high. You can see it from the dock as you arrive. The town is a busy, bustling little epicenter of civilization out here on this warm, sunshiny island with nice, cool breezes right across the narrows of the peninsula. Lots of fishing, little tiny bit of farming, lots of woodworking and hunting, furs, skins, seals, that sort of stuff. Can all be found here in Port Augusta.
So when we're within like sight of the dock, like a decent rows away, I'll shout like, "Anchor's down!" and we'll anchor the ship out here. And I'll sort of call everyone onto the. I don't know. This is a tiny little ship, so it's just
Tiny ship, yeah.
You're
But I'll
screaming for
say,
no reason, Captain.
You're right. Sorry, I got ahead of myself. We've not got the big ship. We've not got papers. There's no point going to the dock. Do you think we could one of us could row in on a rowboat and ask our questions and leave? Because I don't really want to have to waste our bottle.
Are there any
Landing
fishermen
on
out
shore.
here, Koibu?
Totally.
Can we just hail a fisherman?
Good idea.
I asked the captain.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's a really good idea.
We can offer him some gold to go and ask the questions for us if he doesn't know.
Yeah, I'll pull out a bag of 4 gold.
Okay, yeah.
Over there! I shout and start waving to a
Yeah.
fisherman.
A pair of fishermen are out on the water. They see your ship rowing over to them. I take it you're rowing by hand, or are you rowing with your ghostly sailors?
No,
by
I think
hand.
we've stopped and dropped anchor and we're trying to get them to row to us.
Hmm.
I'll wave a bag of gold in the air, or a bag of coins.
Yeah, it's gonna take them a little while. They've got their nets cast into the sea. They gotta pull them out, haul in whatever they've got. But eventually they'll make their way over to you. They give you the give us 10 minutes while we pull up our nets signs.
Yeah.
And soon their
Okay.
little rowboat comes on over towards yours. They give a chuckle to themselves. This boat with just the 4 of you? How the hell did you get out here?
He's strong. Look at him. He can row for 10 men.
I suppose. Anyway, my name is Bob. This is my wife, also named Bob. What do you need?
Huh. Lord and Lady Bob. I look to Nilram and say, we're looking for some people that are looking for us. Think they might have passed through here. Wondering if you've seen them. Ship of big ship, probably. Clerics. Bunch of them.
Oh, the Arcadian ship with all the clerics? Whew. Then the talk of the town.
Yeah, they're the ones we're looking for.
They're
How do they
looking for
seem?
you?
No, they're not looking for us. Looking for a friend of a friend.
Uh-huh.
How do they seem? They seem upset.
Well, clerics all for justice and Velmontarius this, for Astaire, god of law and society that.
They have weapons. They have people with them.
I mean, they're clerics, right? Doesn't that mean by definition that they've got magical, spiritual, ghostly
Yeah, I
weapons?
know, but they have armor. They have swords.
Did you hear what they wanted?
Bows.
Well, they're looking for a man.
I throw the bag of coins over to their side of the ship.
Catches it.
It's
Hey,
probably like 100 silver. So
looks through it, nods appreciatively. He's looking for a man who's about 5'10", 180 pounds, sort of dark hair. He looks at Nilram. They had a flyer. Cheekbones and nose and eyes look pretty similar to what that guy is. I mean, based on the flyer that I saw a couple, last month, they're looking for someone who looks a lot like him.
yeah, okay. So let's say they're looking for him. Theoretically, I mean, it's a friend
Right.
of his that looks a lot like him, but
His twin brother, his evil twin. Yeah, got it.
yeah, they seem like they were out for blood.
They didn't really say we need to find him and murder him. Why he
What's the
steps
wanted
in.
poster say? Did it say wanted for something or?
They were asking about a man who had come to Arcadia and had said some interesting things. They said they needed to speak with him and that he was very dangerous and that if we saw him, we should not talk to him or engage with him. And if they come by, they would pay us some extra money if we could give them any information to where his whereabouts are. Don't you remember,
Well,
sweetheart? And she
offering.
looks to the husband, who's like, yeah, they did say he was super dangerous.
We're not
Good
we're
thing
not
he's the
dangerous.
good twin, right? And I'll slap Nilram on the shoulder.
How'd you say you rode this big boat?
Don't concern yourselves with that. There's
I mean,
only
You know, even if you can row for 3 men, you can only row on one side of this boat at a time.
let me teach you a little lesson here, guys.
Sweetie, don't ask
you know,
the nice
it-
men questions like that. Just go about your
If-
business.
Exactly. You know, if you're going to sell us out, then at least pretend that you're not going to, because you're liable to get yourselves killed talking like that.
I just put my feet in my mouth all the time. I'm sorry. I don't know how this works.
Well, you know, you've taken the silver, right? Happy with that? You don't know who we are. You don't
Yeah.
know where we're going. You don't really know what any of us look like, so I don't really think there's much for you to tell, really. I mean, even if you called these guys over to talk to you, they'd probably be upset with you for wasting their time. Probably best to just take your silver, go back to your fishing, and, you know, worry about the next thing on the day.
I suppose that's what the White Prince's men were thinking too when they left town. Okay, have a nice day. They begin to get back in their boat and push off from yours and sail out way past the point where they were fishing, leaving their
Wait!
buoys and crab traps.
I shout back after them as they start to row off. Just know that it's only been a few seconds now, so they're
Sure,
not
sure,
out
yeah,
yet.
yeah.
When were they around?
Right before winter solstice?
How long did they stay?
I don't know. I didn't see them in town at all. I think they were only there for a day, maybe 2, maybe 3. I didn't
Okay.
see any of them personally.
Away from away. Good luck with the fish.
And they're out.
They turn to the group and shrug.
Do we want to go and investigate more and talk to people who actually had contact with the clerics, or do we want to move on to the next island?
I think
Yeah,
a
we
month
move
is
on.
good enough info. Yeah, let's go.
I reckon wherever we end up looking for this dragon, that whoever lives on the island will probably swim as well.
Yeah, where's the dragon at?
Well, there was a flubbed roll, and so we have a general location, but we're not sure which one. And so our
Oh,
party
yeah,
will sail along, skipping Kolrogia, where the dwarves
Can I give you a
live.
navigation check?
Yeah, if you're just gonna cut
Brilliant.
these islands out of the way just to pick up some speed, then you can cut right on through and make your way between or near the 2 islands known as Rocky Ridge and Hookfin Island. It's over here somewhere that your divination returned. This is where you would go looking for Telemachy. Now, when you come by these islands, and you've sailed past them a few times before, you don't see any ports or towns or cities. You don't see any docks. You don't really see any signs of civilization at all. You'll see that there are a lot of rivers coming off of these mountains that flow into the sea, and the grass, the land here looks pretty good. There's trees, there's grass, there's forests, mountains, fresh water. These islands are primed to be centers of civilization, but you see no towns or cities from your boat, at least not as you're sailing past them.
I call for a starboard turn or port turn, whatever. Let's turn into
That's
this.
starboard.
Yeah, let's turn starboard into the center of these islands here.
Whoosh, inwards we sail, right between the 2 of them. You're maybe 40 miles between these 2 islands, so your boat can sort of sit in between the 2, drop anchor onto the coral reefs down below, and take a gander.
My understanding of spyglasses is limited, but can I get any meaningful information? I think
Yeah.
John whips out his spyglass now and looks around him.
Absolutely. Give me a perception check.
Yes, sir.
The dumb stat.
True. but a good roll.
Yes. As you're gazing across the coastlines, you spot what appears to be a collection of rocky spires over here on the northern island. The one that's marked on your map is Rocky Ridge, right by this big river that your map seems to show having like a whole bunch of other smaller rivers feeding into it. At the mouth
These
of it,
spires. Oh yeah, go ahead.
there's these weird rocky spires that are maybe 12 feet tall and sort of like broad at the base and narrow at the top.
They're looking man-made.
It's hard to tell. Your spyglass can't resolve that level of detail, but they're unusual. Like, it could be a natural formation of buttes or weird spires, but it's an unusual one. It could be man-made. It
I
could
hand
be
the
a warning.
spyglass to Sail. Point to it, saying, "What do you make of that?"
Yeah, I will investigate it and try to think back if I've ever heard of a story of something like this, like people who live in rocks versus people who live in spire houses.
Let's see. Pull your character sheet over here for a moment. Why don't you roll me a flat 1d20? I will play with it. Oh, that's a good one. Yeah. You haven't heard about anything like that whatsoever. The closest thing is that there are a species of gnomes that live in trees. Sort of like leprechauns live under trees. That's about it. That's all about you got.
I'll be honest with you, Captain. I've never seen anything like this in my life.
Well, is anyone living here? I hand the spyglass to Archie so that everyone can take a look. I mean, can you ask him which island we should go to?
Yeah. But I would need a night to prepare either the spell or I could do an omen reading and ask a more simple question. Is there like a reef that I could stand in, and or would we have to go to shore?
You'd have to go to one of the shores. There's a reef below you, but it's some like 100 feet below.
Damn.
Can't we just throw you in there and you can ask him?
You need tide pools.
He's kind of cagey, actually. He doesn't come out all the time.
Well, let's have a vote then. I mean, looks interesting to me. I say, pointing at the spires. Archie, Sail, Nilram, what do you think?
Well, I don't think we're under any major time pressure. We could theoretically just do a quick, gentle sail by of the coast of both islands and just get a closer look and see if there's any activity and movement.
That's wise, Sail.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. You opt to do a little drive-by, just a little quick cruise, and as you get close to the rivers, that collection of weird rocky spires comes into better focus. And from the now quarter-mile distance with your spyglass, you can make these out to be the remains of stone chimneys, as if there used to be a village here and it burned down, and all that remains are the stone chimneys that backed one side of them. And since then, the natural environment has taken over the area. All around them are little grasses and shrubs and trees and whatnots. You can see a badger coming out of its burrow to hunt around for some roots somewhere. You can see some birds nesting on one of the tops of these old chimneys. Quick estimate tells you this place has been destroyed for at least 50 years.
Okay.
Judged on the size of trees in and amongst the area that would have been a town.
Well, Captain, I'm no expert on dragon facts, but I would imagine that the dragon would live on the island that has a burnt-out town.
Well, to be honest, Sail, I don't really know yet what we're looking for here. I'm not sure what our intentions are with this dragon. But,
hang on. Doesn't this one live under the sea, actually? I
Yeah.
look down into the water, like, apprehensively.
It's meant to. But, something in my gut tells me we'll find answers over there.
All right. Sounds good to me, Captain. It's a good day to be burnt alive.
You know, underwater dragon, breathing fire? I don't know about that. Probably more likely to flood us with water and crush the ship beneath the waves.
The underwater dragon. Why don't you just talk to the sea, Captain?
This guy, eh? I look at Archie and points at Nilram. Let's bring her into shore.
All right, the party arrives on the shore. You pull your boat up on the beach and step out onto the ground. It's very clearly a desolate, destroyed village right along the side of the river. In fact, it's more than a village. This was probably a reasonable town once upon a time, based on just the depth to which these chimneys have been spread all over the place. There's not much remnants of it now, sort of some loose rocks here and there. If you might find like a slightly raised dais that would have maybe served as like a forum or something like that. A couple of columns here and there show you that this might have been a temple once upon a time, or maybe there was a government building here. You can find areas of broken rock where some stone structures had been pulled down, probably some sort of like Greek-style temple or church of some kind. Just pulled down, and now there's long columns resting on the ground, overgrown with weeds and grasses and vines.
I think I walk betwixt the ruins of the town, running my hand against the stone, musing to myself as to what these places may have been, whilst the more magical party members find the dragon for me.
Yeah, I don't have detect magic or anything like that, so I'm just kind of curiously looking at the town, trying to get an idea of the scale of the people that lived in the town. Like, were they giant people? Were they little people? Were they average-sized people?
They seem to be about average-sized people. You can come to these hearths, and you can see the opening of it is about the same that you would have in any of your hearths back at home, anywhere. You'll find like a broken down
or anything like that.
doorway that'll be about the right height and right size. You even find a set of flanking pillars that would have marked a gate on the north side of town that would exit. And there's some old writings that are sort of like faded on them. Most of the ash on the stone has been washed away by years of rain. But, north exit out of town, says like the carvings on the stone.
Oh, is it written in like a language I can read?
Yeah, it's written just in the common tongue of this area.
Oh, okay. So it's probably a human settlement then.
Seems reasonable.
That's about all
enough.
I figured out.
What about you, Nilram? Any investigations to do?
I don't have any good magics for investigating, so...
Well, Archie, it all falls to you then.
Yeah.
There's no magic to be done here. How are you, the man of the Crimson Fist himself, gonna sort out what this island means?
Archie has no fucking idea. He's listen. He's gonna look around. He's just gonna keep his eyes open for things to report to the captain.
Nice.
That's what he's here to do.
All right. Well, since we're all out of clever ideas, I've got a not so clever idea.
Well, I'll let the captain know that, like, if we rest tomorrow, I could maybe speak with Dead, I could detect magic, I could retool my spell kit to do more investigative work.
We need to find the remains of a dead man, though, right?
Or perhaps a church where somebody died. There might be a cleric around who was the patron of this village.
Perhaps.
I say we take the exit out. We walk there. There could be a settling of maybe someone who lived outside the town, who's now an old man, but still lives on this very island. The town was destroyed, but is everything destroyed? Not sure.
Perhaps. Is there when you said the exit out of town, is there a specific way out of town?
Like a pair of old stone columns that haven't fallen over yet, that have like exit out of town written. And if you investigate the area and sort of kick around the dirt, you can see that there was once like a palisade wall, a wooden wall that wrapped around town that must have been burned down or somehow destroyed. But these like two stones that anchor the once wooden doors that would have closed the gates to this town are still there.
These chimneys sticking out, are they like sticking out of the ground as if their buildings have been buried? Or
No,
are they
you can see like the entranceways to the chimneys here,
Right, okay.
like little animal nests inside them and whatnot.
So kicking around the ruins of the buildings, do we find any bones?
You do not find any bodies or bones. might just be that it's so old that animals would have carried them off by now. Although even in those situations, if a whole town was slaughtered, you would still expect to find some remains. It's clear from the fire damage you see on little bits of stone here and there that the town was swept by fire once. No sign of the people who might have lived here.
On the chimneys, are there fire marks the entire length of the chimney, or is it maybe a bit at the top or a bit at the bottom that's not? Like, does it look like? Is there any way to tell did the fire come from above or did it come from below?
Oh, that is maybe a little bit too difficult. Between the decades.
Is there melted stone?
There's no melted stone. No,
Okay,
nothing that resembles dragon fire here. But between the years of rain and whatnot,
Yeah.
most of the fire markings are gone by now.
So how will we identify that there was definitely a fire?
There are some clear signs of fire that have been done. Like when you find those pillars at the edge of town and you dig around nearby, you can see like the palisade wall and like the charred remains of what part of the palisade wall would have stuck above ground.
Okay.
And you'll find a chimney that has like a nice large tree covering it, and part of the chimney still blackened by fire. And some of those columns from that knockdown temple are burned as well.
Well, why don't we do what Nilram said? We'll leave out the gate, have a little look around. When night falls, we'll sleep and we'll come back in the morning.
Seems good.
Yeah, sounds good. I think we should identify where we want to sleep first, perhaps.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I'm not sure about sleeping in this place. I say, looking back at it.
Seems good to me. Get on the boat, head out to sea, sleep on the boat.
Well, or just in the forest somewhere. But you're right, probably safer on the boat. Well, actually, maybe not. Underwater dragon, right? Maybe it is safer under the forest.
Underwater dragon who we set free.
Does he know that?
I assume.
A dragon's smart.
Not as smart as me, but they are smart.
I mean, he
Sure.
gets trapped in a mountain for who God knows. how
In
long.
my readings, dragons are some of the
that's
smartest creatures.
All right, well, I guess maybe he will know it's us then. Well, if he knows it's us, where's the welcoming party?
Norm will call out to the sea. Oh, great, Telemachy. We are here, your humble servants, he says half-jokingly. Please show yourself to us. Nothing happened. See? Not a sea
Right.
dragon.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure that really puts a line through that idea. All right, let's get going. Let's see what we can find.
We start moving.
Yeah. The party is gonna go find a place to rest on the land somewhere.
We're
Call it a
gonna
day?
check outside the town first and then find a place to rest. We're gonna take the exit out.
Yeah, the island is not that huge. It's maybe 10 miles, maybe 15 miles from coastline to mountain range. And you've got some time, so you could walk maybe half that distance. It would be like a 2-hour walk up the river to get halfway to the mountain range to check out, if you wanted to go
Yeah.
up the river, or you could go along the coast in either direction. Those seem
No,
to
I
be
think
the
we're
most
following
sensible.
the path out of the town.
Yeah.
Wait, you said there was a gate, so we're gonna go
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Yeah, after 3 miles or so, you hit the edge of the forest, and the river flows right alongside. And there's old cobblestones seem to appear here now that you're like out of the grasslands where things sort of blow more easily and into the more settled forest. You come across areas where there's even like some stone bridges that cross over this creek, and the bridges are still intact. You walk a little farther, and the ground here like has some broken cobblestones that have been disrupted by roots and are now poking up through the earth again. You see more signs of civilization as you go, until you get to the other side of the woods, where the river forks into two. There is a stone bridge that has been broken in the middle, leaving a gap of maybe 15 feet on the archway. And on the other side of that river, on the other side of that bridge, is another ruin of another town that sits in like the confluence of these two rivers that form the one you followed up along. I bring the map over here. I think you can see close enough.
This
You're
other
coming.
town looking better, Nick. And better, like,
In better form.
Yeah,
Doesn't look
like
as wow.
Oh, okay.
I can't think of the word.
I don't know any other words to use.
Is it in good shape? Like, is it
Yeah.
like messed
There
up?
you go. Yeah. It's
Okay,
in better
no.
shape than the last one.
Well, this town also has been burned and destroyed, but this town looks like it had more stonework in it. There are still some like buildings that are somewhat standing.
Yeah.
But the one thing that you will notice that really stands out to you here is that on the stone wall that sort of comes along a section of the river, and on your half of the half-destroyed bridge, are large symbols of a stair here. That large triangle with rings on each corner of it that are marking this place. They are bright and they are blue, and they look like they were put here after the fire.
Hmm.
That's weird.
A stair
Another
did it
island
again.
Less interesting than being burnt to the ground by a dragon. But
Could be a repeat of Sulphur Island, Captain. I'll like look up at the nearby mountains that I assume I can see from the map and be like,
Oh,
perhaps
totally.
we'll find more friends
perhaps,
in the
yeah.
hills.
Maybe if we can make friends with this dragon, we can have another base here in the future. If there really is a dragon in these waters, the White Prince wouldn't dare send his ships here. I take a few steps back. I crack my old undead legs. Now, do I feel like I can leap this 15-foot gap?
feet? Oh, that's a hard thing to cross.
Can Archie throw him?
I feel like I can do it. What's the gap? What kind of drop are we looking at if I fall in the water? How's the river looking? You know, am I dying if I fall?
I can dimension door you over if you'd like.
Well, you probably wouldn't. A normal human being wouldn't die if they fell into a river from this height if they could swim.
Yeah.
There was
So it doesn't
some
look like
water that
rocky and
was
stuff.
damaging to you on the last island you were on, so, you know.
I'm assuming that I've touched water since then.
That's true.
Um,
You have
Fresh
touched
moving water.
I feel like it's not even that it's fresh water or moving. I think it's the fact that it was holy water because it was by a holy place.
Hmm. Well, we could just tie a rope around your waist, Captain, and if you miss the jump, we pull you back up.
You'll be needing a rope anyway, so you guys can climb back across once I jump over there.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
practically
if you
can't
wanna,
go wrong.
If you want to hold it just in case, that's fine. But yeah, I think I'll be okay. So I make a good sailor's knot around my stomach, and I make sure I've got plenty of I say, okay, now make sure you leave plenty of slack here because I can jump far.
So, for
Yeah.
jumping rules, if you had a jumping proficiency, you could jump 2d6 plus your level in feet horizontally if you have a running start. But you don't have a jumping proficiency,
No, I don't know.
so I would ask for a strength check to do 2d6 plus your level in feet.
We're really
Well-
talking strength here, yeah.
I have been maintaining unfailing endurance on everyone, so I think this might give him +4 to that check.
That would be for like running a long distance, because this is a burst, not a.
So any moments is what I would need for this.
I could just teleport you over.
I look at Nilram. And I turn back around. And I crack my knees. No need, Nilram. I'll be going across. Neil, can I maybe just jump and aim to grab onto the wall rather than make all the way across the gap?
Yeah.
Instead, try and jump and then I can grab on the wall and climb up.
Totally. That will be another strength or dex check, your choice, to grab and hold when you throw yourself across the gap to it.
But I'll need less
I rolled
distance.
into initiative.
But you'll need
to
less
set the
distance.
captain's back.
Gotcha.
I'm going, but I don't need his help. I'm jumping
Alright.
across, Neil.
Give me your strength
Nilram
check.
enlarges you.
No, I
I-
don't.
Well, you gotta
Don't
roll into
need to.
initiative to move. I know you don't need my help, but he's gonna smack you anyways. I can do a roll to hit if you'd like.
That sounds like Mr. Moon's going to enlarge you.
He's casting the spell.
Yep.
Okay,
So
we
you're
can't-
at
I
the
can't
base
beat
of
his
this
initiative.
this ramp, this archway, right? And you're getting ready to run. And just as you're about to go, he hits you, and you just and you're much larger now.
You're
Yeah.
70% larger.
So instead of
Okay.
being roughly 6
Presumably
feet,
that's
you're
gonna help. Yeah.
roughly 10 feet or 11 feet. Yeah.
Okay.
Give me that
leap
strength
across
check.
now.
Yeah.
Strength check.
Yeah.
27.
Oh, it's beautiful. Roll me
It was all
2d6
Nilram.
plus your level.
2d6 plus my level.
Yeah.
Can he get a bonus here for being
Yeah, he'll get a
massive?
70% bonus.
Do I just roll 6 because I'm level dual class, or can I round it up to a 7?
No, you'll whatever is the highest of your 2 levels.
11.
11 feet plus your 70% will get you to like 18 feet. You don't even need to grab onto it. You
Clear
just
it.
clear the whole thing and off to the other side of the archway.
I give a little bow.
I'll
You
give
did
it
it,
a cheer.
Captain.
Yeah. I will untie the rope from myself and find something to tie it to on the other side.
Mm-hmm. There are some like slots along the bridge where you could set a flag or something like that on various points, or might have been used in the construction. So you can rummage around on the other side of the bridge until you find like a nice sturdy stick and find cut it down to size well enough to ram it in one of these cylindrical holes and tie the rope to that.
Do something on the other side. And keep us here until we leave.
Yeah, I'll find somewhere to tie it on this side.
Yeah, a rope can be strung across the two, which will make it easier for anyone to cross. I would just like one strength or dex check from each person attempting to cross the rope bridge. Failure means that your grip slips or something. You can attach another rope to yourself, and you can just perfectly complete the process with no problems if you have extra rope.
No one's got
Yeah,
time for that.
easy
Roll the
peasy.
saves.
Everyone goes across. It sounds like.
Right,
Except
we need an Archie
for
save. Strength,
Archie.
strength check, Archie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Easy.
Yeah. The whole party crosses over, leaving the rope behind to secure their way back in the other direction. Walking down the bridge and into town, you can see that this place feels categorically different from the other one. There are large stone buildings here that were not pulled down to the ground. Sort of like in that outer one next to the coast, there was a big temple that was, all the supports had been yanked down, so it didn't really stand up anywhere. And here there are a few buildings made of stone that are still standing. There's sections of wall that are stone. And the ground here doesn't grow with grass or trees, and there's no animals or creatures. It's like people were driven out and nothing returned here. It's barren and wasteland. It's desolate and abandoned by man and by nature.
Do I see like skeletons lying around?
No.
Can I bend down and take up a scoop of the soil?
Yeah.
And is there anything living in it? There's just there's no like worms, there's no insects, it's just like barren.
No worms, no insects. Give me
Is the ground dry or is it?
It's dry.
By all accounts. Okay, it's dry.
Yeah.
You know.
Still, give me a wisdom check.
There you go.
Yeah. You tasted a little bit and it tastes salty.
That was actually the next thing I was gonna do.
Did this remind me of the dust that I have on my character sheet from, I want to say it was like Monshare or something? I picked up some dust. It was like white powder.
No, that's different than this. Yeah, this
Okay.
looks like earth that has been sown with salt. That other place
Yeah.
looked like some sort of calamity had I don't know. It was
Okay.
weird. Yeah.
So the White Prince came here and salted the soil, making sure
Yeah.
that nothing could live here.
I'll spit out the soil and say, "Ugh, this land has been salted, Captain. Think some great evil has been done here."
Is there any horrible lengths to which the White Prince won't stoop? Ruining a whole island. Could be life here.
Well, to be honest,
Shake
Captain,
my head.
he's ruined this entire archipelago.
He really has.
It's a big
Although-
word, so I don't know if the captain will know it.
I can infer the meaning. Thank you, no.
I heard.
When
you say
listen,
it.
listen, son. When you've been sailing ships as long as I have, a word like that doesn't pass under your nose, okay? Archie here, me, we all heard that word plenty before you turned up with your fancy books and your stupid robes.
The nun.
Yeah.
I've never heard that word before.
You have, Archie, son. You have heard it before, but never
I know,
mind.
I'm pretty sure I haven't actually.
It's like this. It's Archie, Pell, and Go. Archipelago.
Do we need to get the zone of truth out for this one, Captain?
No, there's no need for that. Let's search. Just be on your guard. Last time we found a town like this, we got attacked from all sides by the undead. So
Sure.
Well,
I'll stomp off and look around and see if I can find any evidence of, I don't know,
Anything?
like cruelty, people being
Mhm.
crucified or crazy stuff like that, or anything weird that might have been
Yeah.
done to the people that lived here.
yeah, the party searches the area, and Archie, of all people, is the one to find something first. By pure chance, he happened to walk in the right direction. On the north side, along the eastern river, is a large stone slab with the symbol
He
of a
can't read.
stair carved into it. Big symbol of a stair on this like stone slab that's resting on the ground here, just outside of the town. This area too has been sort of sown with salt. And looking at the other symbols here, Archie, you're recognizing like symbols of Falumbra, the goddess of souls, like where your soul goes after you die. And you recognize symbols of Verasi, goddess of death, on this area too. You see symbols of a stair and symbols of Velmontarius, the god of justice, are written here. It's clearly some sort of sacred site with a lot of deities attached to it. What does Archie think when he sees this flat, large stone, maybe 20 by 20, with symbols of the gods of death, the afterlife, justice, and the White Prince written on it?
Well, I'm not so sure that Archie would recognize them immediately. So if he'd like look at them, he's like, have I seen this? I've seen this before. And then he would call over the crew, Captain, hey guys, There's like-
finally.
there's like shit on these walls. I think I've seen it. Isn't this what the people, the people that we... it's-
Archie, don't touch anything. I'm coming. Wait. And I'll hurry over.
Hmm.
So what? Look, a big slab with the symbols of a bunch of the different gods on it.
Yeah, a stair is in the very center of it all, and then on the corners you see Falumbra,
No.
Verasi, and Velmontarius. Well, Falumbra,
Weird.
Falumbra, Verasi, Velmontarius.
It's like a temple, right? Like with the major god in the middle, and then all the other gods are on the outside.
Yeah, Falumbra's represented twice on opposite corners. Velmontarius, god of justice, is on one corner. Verasi, goddess of death and sort of the Grim Reaper, is
Oh.
on the other corner. And it's just a slab.
Does it have like rivets in it for draining blood, perhaps?
It does not.
Does it look like a tombstone type thing, or is it just like a big slab?
You know, in some
Perhaps.
old English churches, you'll have like flat tombstones on the ground within the church. It could look
As
like one of
Sale
those.
says that, my eyes light up. We bring a shovel? Let's get this thing open. Could be untold treasures down there. Although, based on previous experiences, perhaps Nilram's the only one who can go down.
Did we bring a shovel, Captain?
We most certainly did bring a shovel right now.
It's
On
back
our
on the
boat,
boat.
I guess. Yeah.
We could enlarge a stone or something.
I don't have any more enlarges.
That's fine. Is there anything around that we can use to get leverage to open this thing? I mean, we do have an archer.
Do we think it opens? It does open?
I think it opens, yeah.
Okay, we'll try it.
Well, there are branches lying about, and you've got an
Yeah.
Archie with you, so
We
muscle's
do our
not a
best
problem.
to get the thing open. We
Yeah.
each get a stick.
You dig under one of the
Yeah.
corners and you try and pry it open with big rocks or sticks and fulcrums and levers, and slowly you begin to sort of break off, this section of rock. And the first corner that you break off reveals a mass grave underneath. Hundreds of bodies down here, skeletons now. A little bit of clothing still remaining in a few places, mostly like woven metal fabrics, jewelry.
By Martha's tits. I can't believe it. This is disgusting. I take a few steps back.
Jesus Christ. I mean, Martha.
By Martha's tits. That's
By
what I'm
Martha's
going
tits.
for.
Yeah,
Let's get it. Let's make it a thing.
Yeah.
I'll look back over the rock, and I'll be like, I wouldn't expect all of these gods to be working together. There was like multiple, right, on the rock?
Yeah.
Something strange went on here, Captain.
Are you able to commune with the dead?
With rest, I could perhaps detect any spirits if they remain, although they might be
speak with
sealed
dead?
underneath this rock. I do have Speak with Dead, but my
Oh.
powers are limited to only the recently deceased.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Wait, how long?
A month. Right now, I believe. Let me double check.
That might be right, yeah. Depends on your level.
What's the biggest building in the town that still survives? Is there some sort of grand temple or a keep or something here?
There's
That might
some
be
building
official.
that could be like a town hall or maybe a temple or some sort of government building or maybe it was like a weirdly shaped granary. It's hard to derive its purpose at this moment. It's maybe 15 by 20.
Sounds like we need sales magic, so we've been tracking all day. Let's find somewhere to sleep, and I point over at the large building and say, might be some more information in there, and it's relatively well intact, so should make a nice place to deck down for the night.
Were there any words on the mass grave? Like,
Just
No.
the symbols of the deities.
and everything down there, there's no composition. There's no books. It's just bodies.
Well, we sort of stopped talking about it once you lifted up the corner and saw what
Yeah,
was
we've
in,
not checked
but
it yet.
you could rummage around down there. There could be things.
Let's get it properly open tomorrow. Let's go
Yeah, I
to the
agree.
town hall building and check what is in there and come back in the morning.
Let's
Okay.
seal it up for the night, though.
Yeah, agree.
Okay.
Hard agree.
Yeah.
I'll get like a
Seal.
big piece of stone and put it over.
You lower the stone back on where it cracked off and add some extra weight in the area just to be sure. And we find a place to rest after searching the rest of the town for clues.
But yeah, but specifically, I think we searched this big building in the hopes that there might be some sort of official documentation there.
Yes.
A journal, or maybe town records, or a library. Even anything that might just date the place. So I don't know why, I've got this kind of theory in my head that maybe when the White Prince was taking power, he had to pay lip service to the other gods for a while before he was able to like fully just go full on a star. Maybe this was like an early day thing for him.
Depending on, I can't remember how many god pantheon I saw, but like my thought, Captain, was that this was more of a coalition to wipe out some cult.
Like a dragon cult, perhaps. You do hear about them.
But
Haven't seen
yeah,
it
I come from a
myself,
small
but-
town. I've never heard of anything like that.
Yeah, there's a whole fucking country back where I come from that's a dragon cult.
As you search the area, you find what appears to be a loose stone in the wall. The sort of loose stone where you would have it's intended to be removed and then you can put it back so it looks like a normal wall. It's like a secret safe where it's just like a rock that's not fully, what's it called? Routed in.
Normal.
kinda-
Take it out. Oh, you can go ahead if you want.
I was gonna say like the kind of place you might hide something.
Yeah. Sort of like, you might lift up a floorboard and put something under there, or if it's a stone building, you might pull out a rock and put something in and put the stone back in behind it. Behind this, you will see a brass plate. And the brass plate has a design on it of the island, but like a highly stylized design of this island as sort of like a weird crescent shape going on. And then all the mountains on the island are sort of like individual mountains, not like you see it on this map where they're like sort of blended
ridge,
together
yeah.
with different ridges. This is more like mountain gap, mountain gap, mountain gap, mountain gap. It almost looks like a set of teeth. And there,
That was the very first thing I was thinking of.
yeah. And there, near the middle of the set of teeth, on what would be one of the canines, the left canine, is a little mark, a little, spot that's being called out.
I'll show the group. I think this is where we go in the morning after we
Well,
investigate
well.
the grave. Does it
Where is
look like a dragon's mouth at all? Can I get that impression or no?
You could get that impression if you wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's the impression Nilram will take away.
As Nilram says that, I pull out my map of the Dardans and open it, to these two islands here.
Mm-hmm.
I point at the Hookfin Island. Say, well, they call it Hookfin Island, doesn't it? I mean, doesn't not look like the bottom of a jaw.
I know.
Maybe it's good that we weren't hanging around in the center of that for too long. Well, good find, Nora. This dot, is it in a mountain? Or...
Mm-hmm. It's on
Like,
one of
oh.
the canines.
It's
That's
up
like a
mountain,
highly
yeah.
stylized map, so it's difficult to figure out what that would actually be on your map.
Where do we think
Yeah.
we are right now? If we had to look at this.
Oh, and where
You
that
are
red
in
dot
this
is, right?
Red
Yeah.
spot where everything has been destroyed, right in the confluence
cool.
of these rivers.
And then the canine, I'm assuming, is like over here,
That's
or is it down there?
This one, somewhere over here.
Somewhere
Oh,
over here.
okay.
Oh, okay, so we're
Not
near
too
it.
far.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Alright. That's our place that we'll go in the morning.
Yeah.
It's our only clue.
We're not equipped to be climbing mountains, though. I mean, maybe I could do it. I'm not sure about you three.
I should be able to teleport us just to the top of the mountain. Well, I can't do that actually.
How steep do they look, mountain-wise?
Ooh.
It's
From where you're
mountainous.
standing, there's a lot of canyons. There might be some easy switchbacks up some of those canyons. Other sections are kind of steep. There's nothing sheer. There's no 100 or 1,000-foot cliffs to climb. In theory, you could make it up any of these given sufficient time and supplies. But a hike to the peaks seems like an arduous task without a proper path.
I would
Well,
be surprised if what we wanted was at the peak, Captain. It would be far more likely to be at the base, no? Where people could access it, if it indeed is something you want people accessing.
depends what it is. What if that's where the dragon is? Maybe then it's more likely to be at the peak.
Well, we'll just have to shout really loud up that mountain and hope he comes down.
Sure, there will be a nice road for us to take up. It seems like a spot that was meant to be traveled to. I shrug.
Just before we call it a night, I was thinking about my mental state and how far we've come and where I kind of am as a person right now. I just want to confirm that we are wandering around as a group of four looking for a dragon, right? That is what we're doing.
None.
Sounds good to me, right? I'm pretty sure that's the plan. You're remembering it, right? Your memory's on point,
Yeah.
Captain.
Good, good. And just to clarify the second part, the plan is that Archie's going to punch the dragon to death, right?
We're gonna talk to the dragon.
I don't
But
really
if
see
it,
a problem with that.
if it goes badly, no, I that's how I remember the plan. But I just had a moment of, well, call it clarity, call it doubts, but you just got to check these things.
I mean, we've punched to death basically everything. Like, remember the troll thing? We punched that to death. I think Archie could take a dragon.
It did
Yeah.
take the captain though.
Well, I'm still here.
Everyone's armor is maxed out, just for clarity's sake.
Good, good. Well, why don't we take our break and we'll come back on the other side with some more Tides of Death. See you soon.
Hey, be right back.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. Sleep through the night. Nothing comes to get you. Morning arrives.
I would like to scare Nilram in the night.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Okay. I was like, you might get magic missile.
Did you have some spells you wanted to cast in the morning, Sale, after memorizing?
Yes. I would imagine we would have had a brief conversation about what I would like to bring. I will probably bring not a Speak with Dead, but the Detect Spirits.
Can you bring 2 of those?
I can bring 2 Detect Spirits. I'll get rid of I'll cast Remove Powerless and Stone Shape in random things.
Wait, you can use Stone Sheep to open the tomb.
Oh, that's true. I will not cast Stone Shape. I will cast Dispel Magic at random things. I will.
No, I'm
lower the
saying
water.
you could have burnt Stone Shape yesterday and then relearn it today, something new.
I didn't think of that.
But yeah, maybe it's too late. Yeah.
I'm trying to just quickly think.
Sorry,
here's
sorry.
Another spell I
mistake.
want. Should I bring a divination? Do you think? Just maybe it'd be useful.
Yeah, fuck it.
so.
Bring it. Why not?
But we
you
are
want me to
heading
do
into the
detect magic?
wilderness as well.
I think
so-
we're checking out the mass grave first, and then we're heading out.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I bring some
Detect magic, I think it would be good, yeah.
magic. Yep. I'll bring some soften earth and stone and some entangles for the forest. And okay, I've set my spells. I have 2 detect spirits, 1 stone shape, a divination, a confusion because that one's really good. Although it's maybe human.
No, confusion was stripped from your spell list because it's not supposed to be there.
I mean, it's still there on my character sheet.
I can fix that.
Do bring some combat capability, Sale, because we are going to be
Yeah, I'll
traveling in the
bring-
wilderness.
6.
I shot a lightning bolt last night and relearned fucking wind wall. Okay, just in
Ooh.
case.
Nice.
Just double
Okay.
checking. I have all the spells I want.
Neil's starting to get worried. Maybe they are going to punch this dragon to death.
Fucking gas breath weapons.
Okay, yeah, I have 2 detects. Yeah, I have everything I need.
Excellent.
I hope.
Cool. We checked
Uh,
the grave.
Yeah.
Right. Go ahead,
After
Sale.
party, should I do detect spirits now?
Absolutely, at the grave.
Wait,
I'll
let's get it open first so we can look properly, right?
Well- It lasts like hours,
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
like an hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Perfect. Well, you cast Detect Spirits, and there are no spirits to be seen. And then you cast Stone Shape and shape the floor of this mass grave to create an opening. What area of stone can you affect?
9 cubic feet plus 7 cubic feet, so that would be 16
lot.
cubic feet.
That's a
Yeah,
lot.
that's not enough.
So you can make as much opening as you want, basically. You want
Yeah,
a huge
I'll-
opening in the middle, a small opening on a side, just a nip on a corner? What do you want?
It would probably be I would make an opening big enough for somebody to comfortably climb down of Archie's sides.
Okay,
So-
it's like a 4-foot hole, maybe.
Yeah.
Perfect. And do you want it in the middle of everything or on the sides?
Sides or a corner should be fine, I guess.
Just pick, then, side or corner.
Corner.
Excellent. Well, stone is shaped, an Archie-sized hole appears, and as you refocus on your Detect Spirits spell, sure enough, you see spirits rising from within, milling about, looking this way and that. Some of them acting out final moments of their life, dropping to their knees before their heads roll off of them and they fade away. Others look like they're running before they stumble and pitch forward as if like run through by a javelin or a spear or maybe shot with an arrow. They are all sort of reenacting final moments of their deaths in panic. They're not making any sounds, but you can visually see them try to flee the area.
I'll describe what I see to the party, and I'll start like inspecting the spirits to see if they have holy symbols on them, or if they have garments of some kind, or something that would like stand out as something I've seen before or might recognize.
Yes. I think there's one that stands out to you. It is a young woman. You can't really see much detail. You know, they're like semi-transparent. You can kind of get the outside. They look like a clear paper bag that has a lot of moisture on the inside. So there's like little circles of water all over it. So you can kind of see the shape, but it's not super great. But you can see it well enough to see that this is a young woman with short hair, like really short cropped hair. And she is kneeling sort of peacefully, and in her hands she has a deep blue dragon scale. It's the only thing here that seems to have any color to it other than like tones of gray and white. This blue dragon scale she holds in her hands peacefully as she kneels, and then like her head falls from her shoulders and the whole image sort of fades away. But as you watch, a few minutes later, you see her again a little bit further off, taking her time.
Does the dragon scale fade away?
It does, yes.
Okay.
Interesting. I'll relay this information to the party about the dragon scale.
Maybe you're right. Maybe they are a dragon cult.
Yeah, dragon cult seems a lot more likely now.
Cult's a harsh word, though. Let's be honest. If it's the White Prince out here killing them, then they just got a difference of opinion. Maybe this dragon could be a good friend of ours.
That's right. The
I'm
white
gonna-
cult is the real cult.
Yeah.
I'm gonna search through the wreckage.
Yeah.
If we can find the scale.
You want like an int check for investigation, or
No, I'm gonna just roll some dice on the side. It's a big hole. There's a lot of you,
Big
a lot
hole.
in here. I
Detect
do want to know
magic's here.
how much time
Might
you
be
want to
useful.
take. Are you gonna take a full day, multiple days, only like a couple minutes, an hour,
probably a few hours.
few hours?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like 4 or 5, like probably 4 hours.
I was just going
Yeah.
to suggest that we cast Detect Magic on both of you and send you guys down there. But maybe
Yes.
you're right. Like, we might be looking for more things than magic.
Oh, I'll cast light on a rock and drop it down the hole.
Yes, illuminating the corpses and creatures within. Well, not creatures, but remains of creatures within. You can see that there are a few folks in here who have clothing that is made out of like woven metal threads that still remain intact on them. And one
Nice.
of these creatures has sort of clasped within its hands still a now old, dingy, dirty dragon scale after you dig around for like 45 minutes.
Ooh.
Well,
I'll take it and hand it to Sail. Is it the blue dragon? Is it a blue dragon scale?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll take the blue dragon scale and I'll hold it in my hand and see if I can feel anything.
It's dirty and kind of slimy. It's been sitting in a mass grave for 50 to 100 years or something. You
I'll
don't-
take it to the river and clean it,
I'll keep
to go
searching.
with him.
and then after I clean it, I will mimic what the lady who had it did. I will kneel on the ground and hold it in my hands
Hmm.
and say the name Telemachy.
There is no response, spiritual or physical.
Sail, can I hold that for a second?
Yeah, I give it to the captain.
How heavy is it, Neil? Is it super light?
It's like the weight as if the same thing had been made out of like a heavy wood, like a thick oak of some kind, like a white oak.
Do I
So,
feel like
pretty
it?
light.
Let's say you were carrying a lot of this and you went into the water. Do I feel like maybe you wouldn't sink?
You know, if you had a whole bunch of these on you, they might work like wood chips, like a temporary life preserver, possibly. You had a
Cool.
big bag of them. They seem like they're probably less buoyant, or more buoyant than they are buoyant.
Right.
Is the
Cool.
edge of it sharp? Could you like cut things with it?
No.
Yeah, I hand it back to Sail. All right, good find. I guess we're onto something here.
Yeah. I think there was a cult of the dragon. Should we check out that armor that was in the grave as well?
Let's do it.
Yeah, you can pull out these, well, the bodies with the woven metal shirts on them. The metal here is pretty thin. You get the impression that you could either cut through it or push it aside, and it wouldn't serve as armor very well, but it does make for like a really cool texture. And in order to create long, thin metal wire that you could weave takes a high degree of craftsmanship and skill. Nilram has had experience trying to order large amounts of long copper wire, and it's been like a special order that he had to get from the Midlands, that he had to... It was a pain in the ass to get it all. So someone who's been able to weave clothing from thin metal wires shows a very remarkable degree of skill.
Interesting.
Okay.
Is the metal is it like good solid metal that is untarnished and like could still be useful, or is it like kind of rotten and rusted?
It looks like some sort of brass or bronze, so it's still in fairly good condition. There's a little bit of degradation on it. It might be useful to melt down again. You probably wouldn't want to re-wear these shirts. You know,
Oh, I was thinking like we could make like unravel them and make them into copper wire or something. Maybe that would be useful. But if it's kind of like in bad shape, I'll suggest to put it back in the hole.
You know,
Okay,
I'll
sorry.
stand on the edge of the like pit of bodies, and I want to try and like use some like flat metal to reflect the sun into the place to try and make anything that might be shiny like glint
Hmm.
Smart.
with the sun.
Yeah. Yes, as you dig around and move bodies in this grave, and Sale still sees the spirits traumatized in the final moments of their death, you find little bits of metal down here. You can find what amounts to, get ready to write this down, 30 pieces of gold, 100 pieces of silver, about 400 pieces of copper.
Wait. 30 gold, 100 silver.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I leave the copper.
He's about to get to the platinum and the
Yeah.
mithril.
And you will find maybe... You're a pirate captain at this point. You can sort of eyeball this treasure haul. Maybe like...
Wait,
thousands...
I have an appraising proficiency.
Ooh, well, I'll give... The captain can give the ballpark, and you can narrow it down to a more specific use. But about 1,000 silver worth of jewelry. Like there's some interesting bangles that might be sellable. There's like this cool necklace over here with like a dragon's tooth on it. There's, you know, a couple of rings that are made out of bronze. Oh, here's a golden ring. That could be kind of useful. Here's a couple of silver rings with small ornamental jewels in them. You know,
I
here's
picked
Do you
for
have
it.
detect magic, Sale?
Yes.
You want to cast that on all the shit / the grave?
Yeah, I'll cast detect magic on like and I'll like inspect all the items of the captain. I assume he went in and got them.
Yeah, no magic to be found here.
Okay.
You know, I saw through the jewelry. You said there was like a necklace with a dragon's tooth. Is there
Mhm.
anything else dragon themed in here? Like, have we got some dragon rings, maybe? You know, a dragon amulet or some other shit. Like, I want to try and pull out some dragon adorned pieces for us to wear, so that
Yeah.
the guy knows we're a friend when he finds us.
Yeah. Let's see. You'll notice that one of the shirts in here, one of those woven metal shirts that was worn by what it seems to be the priestess or the cleric that held the blue scale between her hands. The patterning on her shirt has like dragon's teeth coming down from her collar, and then dragon's teeth coming up from, what's the opposite of the collar? What's the bottom of your shirt called?
The hem?
Yeah, from the top and the bottom hems. Well done.
If it counts as armor, I won't be putting that on. I'll instead put on like a necklace or something.
It does not count as armor. It would not be useful as armor in any way, shape, or form. And it's sort of rotted and
Yeah,
awkward,
I
and
think
you
we
have to like
sack
pull it off a
field.
corpse. But
But
that
like,
has...
what about the silver jewelry though? I mean, there's not like rings in the shape of a dragon or.
There are a couple of things that have dragon motifs on them, but
Yeah,
not very
that's all
much that
that's-
have dragon parts. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not talking about dragon parts. I'm just talking about things that look like they were made.
Yeah,
because
there's like
the
a
person liked
silver ring
dragons.
that looks like a wingless, armless dragon that's just wound around the finger.
Yeah.
There's a couple of those, you know.
I collect a bunch of stuff like that, and I'm gonna hand it out to the party. You know, wear these big rings I hand to Archie. Like, if we find this guy at top of a mountain, we want him to know that we're a good friend when he sees us.
This is a great opportunity to ask Sale about the concept of sacrilegious stuff. Would it be
Yes.
sacrilegious to wear the items of this dragon? Or does sacrilegious only apply to like a god? You don't think he's a god, so, or maybe you do, and that would be wrong?
We talking about offending. Oh, sorry.
I have two thoughts on this. A, we're desecrating a tomb. That is probably something we shouldn't leave completely unattended. And two, I think that Rohi is the under father of lies, right? He's probably willing to let you to communicate with another god, or to wear the symbols of another god in order to serve his aims. So, as long as that does not usurp his power. So it's really probably about if the intention is to usurp Rohi's dominance of you, then yeah, it's sacrilegious. But if it is to curry favor and make allies, and I don't know how he feels about a dragon. If you were going around wearing the symbol of a stare and like being like,
Yeah.
yeah, woo, a stare, and he might be a little bit angry about that.
This seems like it'd be okay. You're not gonna run into any problems here.
We could run into problems, but it would depend on the relationship between Rohi and this dragon thing, if it's positive or negative.
Okay. Cool. So everyone adorns themselves.
Rohi had said in the past as well that Sale can do, if I recall, whatever he wants, in regards to like wearing other god iconography, etc., as long as it furthers the mission.
In reference to not being sacrilegious towards Telemachy, though, we'll make sure to put the bodies and the stuff that we're not using back in the grave and close it back up as best we can. I mean, it's a mass grave made by the White Prince for a bunch of executed people, so I don't know whether that concerned, but...
Yeah, and I think we should scrape off the divine symbols and like replace it with like a dragon scale.
Yeah,
It'll
maybe
probably
just
take the
throw
rest
that
of the
bit
day to do that then.
No, let's just place like bits of dragon scale over the Aster symbol. Like we had that one bit of dragon scale that Sale took. We can just like place that over the Aster symbol.
Oh wait, no, I want to keep that. Hold on. That's my dragon scale now. It's in my inventory.
Oh yeah, okay, fair enough. I think we should make progress to the mountain.
Yeah,
I
sure.
think we should spend. I don't think we should spend all day like carving things.
Okay. All right. You cover the tomb back up as best as you can.
I will warn the captain against disturbing the dead and then disrespecting them.
I agree.
You should know that, Captain, and I'll like eye his neck.
We're not disrespecting them, right?
No disrespect from me. Not.
I'm like looking at the party wearing the items that they just looted from that grave. Yeah, totally respectful.
It's done in a respectful way, Sale. I think that's obvious.
I will refuse to wear any of the grave clothing and items.
Okay.
Well, out we go towards the mountains. Once you're out of this sort of burned, ruined village and mass grave site and back into nature, the like things take a softer, more gentler tone. There's little creatures running around, birds flying through the skies, some spiders crawling across the grass. You see a pair of squirrels chattering at each other, fighting over dominance of one tree in this vast forest. The weather's fairly nice. Things take a slower turn, and you make pretty good progress towards the mountains. At one point, the party stops to drink from a nearby pond, like a little spring that appears naturally in the ground. All but Captain John, who neither thirsts nor can really drink anything. And while the party is gazing into this pond and taking their fill of water and taking a short break for some food and snacks.
Just to clarify a point, I'll just run my hand in the water. Does it burn me?
In the water of this pond?
Little flowing creek. Yeah.
No. It's not really a creek, it's just like a pond. It doesn't flow out of anywhere.
Okay.
The rate of water entering and evaporating is about equal.
Okay.
But John, you will notice near this pond, maybe 10 feet away, is an old small wooden totem that shows like some sort of face, like an old man face with a long beard and some sort of hair slicked back, but it's a wooden totem that's been sitting out in the woods for a long time, so it's kind of like mossy and overgrown and degrading.
Yeah, while they get filling their water skins and that, I'll go and take my dagger and start trying to clean up the moss on this thing.
Exactly what I expected you to say.
He's such a fucker.
As you step to the totem, the ground beneath your feet gives way, and I need you to make me a saving throw. Versus
Which...
paralyzation, petrification.
Yeah, that's no problem. That's an easy one for me, Neil. Are you sure that's all you want me to make? Yeah?
Yeah?
Well, which one, actually? They're both 11s, so...
With a and the ground giving way, Captain John falls into a pit, and you land with that natural one on your back, not at the bottom of this pit, John, but in a web, in a sticky web within the pit.
God.
So I don't
this-
get a tumbling check for this fall, no.
No,
Because I'm not
you.
just taking damage.
Uh,
Okay, bring it on. It's been a while since we've had giant spiders.
Yeah.
So over here is our party. Give the map a moment to resolve.
That looks like a giant, not a giant spider in here.
Oh, really? I'm zooming out.
Oh,
Zooming
it's
out.
gone now. Sorry.
Oh.
He's gone now.
Yes, we got a little pond where the party's drinking, and we've got a Captain John who is prone in a pit. And I would like initiative rolls from everybody. Now, Captain John,
Yes.
you are stuck. It is a sticky web, and you are on your back.
How
don't-
stuck are we talking here?
Great question.
You know, can I move my arms? Can I reach my back?
Take a look at sticky silk rulings. What's your strength, John?
10.
10?
Mm-hmm.
You're staying in that silk, bro.
Yeah, I'm
Struggle
not making.
feebly.
I'm not making any. I mean, if you're looking at the web spell, I think that means that I can't escape.
You can eventually break out given enough time, but it'll be a little
But
while.
for this round, though, like, okay, I get that I'm stuck. I can't get out because I can't find my footing and that. Can I move
Yeah.
my arms, though? Can I use my weapons?
Why don't you give me a second saving throw for the aridity of your stuckness, knowing that you rolled a 1 the first time around. Okay,
Not that bad.
so it's not the worst sticking that you've ever had. You can move your arms, but your back and your legs are stuck.
Okay. All right. I draw my weapons, and I start frantically. Oh. Okay. Okay.
What is everyone doing? Give me
Yeah. All right. Well,
Give me your
okay. Well, I'll go
actions.
first. I'm listening to try and hear where the spider is coming from, and I want to do full defense. I give up every action for a parry, and I want to not get bitten by the spider.
Great. If
I
it's
would like to
coming from
parry-
in front of you, you can get some benefit. But you're also essentially held and on your back and prone. So, like,
I
or on your
understand
back
that,
and
but
yeah.
I can
Cool.
still use my hands though. So even
Yeah.
if it's behind me, I can give it a go.
I just rolled in for movement.
Excellent. Other characters?
I'm doing the same, rolling in for movement, but just trying to find my character sheet.
Excellent. And
Um,
Archie, what are you doing?
Trying to figure out how to roll in for movement again. I'm sorry, I forget every time. It's
Just click on your character, and in the upper left corner it says Initiative -3, and just click that button.
yes, sir.
Easy peasy. Well, Sail, you're the first one to go. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna quickly glance around. Since I see nothing, I'm like, gotta get the captain over there, and I'll rush over to the hole and inspect his situation.
It's about 5 feet down. There's a web that kind of works like a hammock or a net, and then the pit descends even deeper than that, and he's
Oh, shit.
on his back, looking
gosh.
up. And yeah, it looks like there could be room down there below him for something
Sail!
to come up underneath.
Help! Not like this, please.
Jesus, Captain, you're in a bad way. I will think on the top of my head.
Oh God, I can hear it.
Do I have any rope on me?
What's on
I
your
don't
character sheet?
remember. Probably no rope. I'm probably like about 6 feet
Sail,
tall.
throw me a rope.
I will attempt to reach down
Oh, I
and
do
grab
have
the
it.
captain's arm and pull him out.
Oh, he's like
Either,
5
like-
feet down in that pit. That's so deep. You can't reach an arm down that way. At best, your
Yeah.
arm could reach like 2.5 feet into that pit.
Sail, I'm coming. Nilram calls out.
All right. This is when, Sail, you're watching. You can see skittering underneath the captain, out through one of these tunnels, is a strange creature. It's vaguely humanoid in nature, with these like short legs and these deeply long arms. It's an ugly bipedal creature. It's about 6 feet tall, even with its stooping gait and hunched shoulders. They've got these short, spindly legs, long arms that reach nearly to their ankles, and a large pot belly. Its hands have these crazy long fingers, like unnaturally Edward Scissorsy hand long fingers, and only 4 of them. And they each end in a razor-sharp claw. Its body is covered with thick tufts of wiry black hair, and the skin underneath it is dark and thick. The eyes are this like bulging set of compound eyes with big fangs and long pointy ears.
I look down at the captain and say, "What do you want on your tombstone?"
And it comes up from underneath the captain. And you're not wearing physical armor, are you, Captain?
I am not now, but I am wearing
Armor.
You have
Spell.
magic armor. You do have
That
magic
counts.
armor. Okay. So, it will make its attack, and it's going to get a +4 for, you being sort of held and it's coming up from behind you.
Yes.
And there's got to
Yeah,
be...
I already know. It needs like a 1 to miss. I get it.
Yeah, it does. And it will sink its teeth into you for a measly 1d8 points of damage.
Ooh. Luckily, I'm immune to poison. Probably.
And,
No blood.
We're gonna need some other dice in a little bit. We'll talk about it then. Captain John
okay.
Winters, it's your turn.
I feel the thing biting me.
Yeah.
I swing my weapons as best I can in its direction.
Trying to go through the... Yeah, go ahead and roll me a natural 20.
Oh, come on.
So close, but it's not going to happen.
Oh.
You do manage to sever a little bit of the web, and the web sort of like gives way a wee bit as the creature scurries back underneath the ground through some little tunnel somewhere, and away. Nilram.
I walk over and put a rope down. I
Excellent.
have 50 feet of rope on my character sheet.
Excellent. The rope can be
What
lowered.
did it look like? Sail? And I'm lowering it.
Well, do you remember that tavern? We saw that wench.
Yeah.
she
It looked like our ugly mother.
she looked like her the morning after.
Yeah, I'm wondering if would Nilram know? He's studied magic. Would he know about this creature at all? Do you want to check on this?
Well, it's not a magical creature, so you're
He's worried about. You know,
If
you're
you
adventuring
had-
around.
If you had folklore or something like that, that might have been it. But you're pretty heavily teched into magic and boats.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. And
I
this
don't
is
think
not a
so.
magic creature.
Not a magic creature, or at least
Okay,
it's not
cool.
one that would have come up in your studies. Yeah.
Okay,
But you can lower a rope to Captain John.
that's fine. Yeah, I lower
Yeah.
a rope, bring him up.
Grab the rope.
Yeah, with Archie and with the whole party pulling and tugging on you, you can be hoisted and lifted and break free of the sticky strings below you. But there's no sign of the creature once you come to the surface, other than the tunnel down below that it hurried off through. Sail,
Where
as
did
the captain gets pulled up, you can see like a tear in his clothing and this like large swelling area on his back.
Yeah, I would like
I
to
rip my shirt off.
make my extremely rare healing check to restore some of the captain's hit points. 'Cause
Excellent.
it's the turn after he got hurt.
Excellent.
Nice.
Oh yeah. I
Ah.
haven't used this in so long. I think it's like 1d4 health.
This is D3.
Remember. Does that bite mark looks concerning? Yes.
Yes, it is.
Is that right, Nilram? It looks concerning.
Can
You know.
you explain? Is it two fangs, Koibu?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Nilram is going to say, Sail, you should cast Neutralize Poison. I think a spider bit him.
It definitely looked like a spider. However, I had thought we were going to inspect the town today, so I brought
You
no
have a
poison
scroll.
spelling.
You have 5 scrolls of Neutralize Poison.
Oh, I do. I will riff through my scrolls and use a neutralize poison on the captain.
I look to Nilram with gratitude. And I think Sale would have literally fucking let me die with a neutral.
Sale would have literally let you die. Yeah.
Captain, I only learned to read like a year ago.
I taught you to read, you ungrateful cat.
Okay. Neutralize poison is cast. I don't think there's any dice rolls involved. I think it's just done and
No
done.
idea.
And if there was poison affecting the captain's body, it is no longer.
You know, I can't see it without a mirror, but was the poison like tracking like through my veins? Like, because usually you can see like radiating red lines coming away from.
I don't think it had
bites.
enough time.
Yeah.
You know, they yoinked you out and attended to your wound right away, and then cast a neutralize poison spell, and Bob's your uncle.
Bunny Trant.
Yeah, if you would have said it was like a full jaw bite, I wouldn't have told him to cast it. But 2, Nilram thinks scorpion or spider, you know, or not scorpion, but spider.
Just a little fang bite here and there.
Small thing.
I mean,
How about you stop going around and looking at fucking things, Captain, without us?
Oh yeah, because you know you can really just tell when the ground's gonna fall through and it's gonna be a giant fucking web trap with some weird creepy fucking spider thing. That's
Why you need a stick?
I would just everywhere I walk, just walk with a stick.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what old people do.
Didn't we
They're
like,
wise.
It could have been any of us falling in there, okay?
Will
Thank you,
everybody?
Archie.
I don't see you. I don't see you checking the ground everywhere you go. In fact, I remember. Wait, no, it was always me and John falling into holes. Well, listen.
What do you want, Koibu?
I want everybody to roll me a surprise check. It's a D10. You want a 1, 2, or a 3. I'm sorry, you do not want a 1, 2, or 3. You want anything other than a 1, 2, or 3.
Fuck you. You told me the wrong dice.
Oh,
Yeah, that's not fair. You should let him reroll. He thought he wanted to three.
I think one of the 3. I do have a reaction adjust of 1.
Wait, Neil, let him reroll it with disadvantage.
No, it's just
You have a reaction adjust of 1?
what it
That-
says.
Actually, is a real thing.
really? Where does that come from?
I'm in.
Charisma, but it's not. It doesn't have to be surprise. It's to do
Charisma
with-
reaction adjust. Never mind. I
Yeah,
thought-
yeah, sorry. Yeah.
There's a Dex reaction adjust as well.
Just charisma.
Oh, okay, that doesn't matter in the slightest. So it looks like MrMouton is the only one surprised. Will everyone in the party, please roll me a 1d20 as well. You want high. Just
Everyone
higher
else
than
or everyone?
everybody. You don't want to roll the lowest.
Nice.
Easy. Let me take those.
You're arguing, Archie. You're doing Captain and I are usually the ones that fall in holes. And in that brief pause, you look up at the sky to try and sort out your thoughts. And up on this ridge, over here, you see sort of what looked to be at one point maybe just a bit of woods is actually a very large moving person. They must be 19 feet tall or something like that up on this ridge.
Yeah, what the fuck?
And
I saw him
in
earlier.
Their arms, there is a bow, and they pull it back and take a shot at you. Now, luckily, you passed your surprise check, so you get normal AC and everything on this giant bow attack.
Are we
and
not doing
Archie
initiative?
will yell out, "Very, very large person."
a 6-foot long dowel-sized arrow flies at you for a 21 to hit,
Well,
which I believe hits you.
okay,
It's
wait,
not.
no, but is he not no cover from the trees?
This is a hard shot too, but I think it's gonna hit no matter what.
I think
but-
I'll give him like 2 for cover because it's fairly soft cover, but the tree's a bit of an open spot, and that as you're drawing that arrow there, you can see it's actually going right
Yeah.
in between most of those trees. So
You got a hit.
21 is still a hit.
Sure.
The arrow will bud into your leg for a whopping 14 points of damage. Just
What
like
the fuck?
a whole spear, essentially, shot from the sky, impaling all the way through your leg.
Which one of us?
You.
You.
Me.
Yeah.
What did you say? 21?
14
14.
damage.
14.
14. Oh yeah, that's barely a scratch.
Mm-hmm. The
We rolled
party,
initiative.
they get 2 attacks, yeah. The party can quickly begin to scramble and hop for cover.
Yeah, I said I
Um,
shall take cover.
All
Away
except
from this
Nilram,
fucking
who
hole,
is
by the way.
looking up and going, "What? Huh? Wait, where's the thing coming from?" And
Oh, fuck off.
you failed
oh.
your surprise check, my
I
friend.
know,
I'm
it's
so
fine.
sorry.
Should surprise check not be only on the first shot?
It's a whole round. Fortunately, yeah. And the second
Oh.
shot
Wait.
will come on through at Mr. Nilram.
Wait.
Whoa, big cover here.
Yeah, I'll give you a bonus of them a penalty of 4 to their attack
Okay,
because
good.
you are
Thank
going
you.
through a lot more cover.
I don't get hit.
The 12, yeah, it gets tangled in this tree right before you, like hitting some of the branches slightly. Its angle gets all bounced off and then falls to the ground at your feet. And now we can roll initiative.
Okay. I shout, spread out, approach from different directions.
Let me chaos ward you. I'll shout to Nilram.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, come over here. I'm gonna get in
you have
cover.
to go to him.
Yeah. Oh,
Well, he's the squishiest and most likely to be targeted because he's going to do a lot of damage.
Can I get my spell off and then walk to him? If I.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if
that's
you
what I'm
wanna
gonna do.
s-
That's the plan. That's
You're
the
going
goal.
to cast a spell and then move? Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, see, it worked out perfectly.
let's roll. That is the whole party, I do believe. Nilram first.
Just making sure I get 4. Yep, 44 plus 4 at the thing.
Arrows or magic missiles fly. And
15 damage.
perfectly seeking the giant over there and doing 15 points of damage, which is a hefty chunk, maybe about a third of the giant's life.
I go over here and get in cover.
Mm-hmm. Archie.
I'm gonna search cover behind this tree for now. Oh wait, how far can I move?
You can go 120 feet while,
Okay.
dodging between cover and staying safe.
So
You
that
can
would
get
be
to
all
that
the
guy.
way.
Kinda.
Can I get all the way to the guy?
No, because you'd have to go like up.
You'd have to
this
go
path.
up, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm just searching for like the farthest cover point I can reach. I'm gonna go here.
Yeah,
Is that
right
work?
up to the base of the cliff. Great spot.
Yeah.
Perfect. Sail.
Yep, I cast Chaos Ward on Nilram, and he gets +2 AC against ranged attacks and a chance to reflect them back at the attacker.
Excellent. Oops, that's not the right token.
I want to
And-
take a hit to reflect it back, but I also don't want to die, so.
I think the +2 AC is the more important part there.
Yeah.
Captain John Winters.
I'm gonna sprint after Archie.
I'll yell out to the captain, Captain, watch out for holes. There could be those little guys still.
Yeah. I think what I'll do, Neil, is like press myself against this cliff, like get ready to climb up it when Archie comes around the other way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Excellent. Well, last but not least is our friendly green giant, who will do a move sort of up and over like this, and take one shot at. It might have to come down a little bit more. One shot at Archie.
Can he? Wait. Oh shit.
Wait, indeed. He saw us coming then.
Yeah.
He should only have one shot, though, because he moved, right? Or no?
Yes.
That's not too bad.
Oh, natural one. It
Big
gets
miss.
Saving throw?
caught in the
That's
log.
right. He
Does
might,
he fall?
There's no. It's just making
Oh,
a shot with
just
it.
for
might-
fun.
he might snap his bowstring. Neil.
I guess the
Neil.
shot fumbles because the ground the giant is standing upon sort of gives way, and they lose their footing and begin to fall. They will get a
That's it?
death save to, not fall for damage.
Oh,
my God.
no! Oh no!
They will
His bow
fall
snaps.
How
and
bad's the
take
falling?
No
Well, you gotta
fucking
roll-
way.
3 points
You've
of
got to roll
damage.
another one, Neil. If you get another one, you're
Roll
gonna roll
another
another
one.
one.
3
You
points
know
of
how
damage.
that's how it works.
Yeah, I guess there is descending levels of hell with failing
It's fine.
saving throws. Okay, it's fine.
Okay,
It's
it's
fine.
Okay.
All right, so the shot misses. They fall down amongst the rocks. It's awkward and embarrassing. for the DM.
Archie laughs his ass off at this.
Yeah, yeah.
John, did you see
Yuck
that?
it
What a
up.
Dumb fuck.
Get
Rip.
dice. Initiative.
Can I see him from here, or no? Is he blocked?
Well, they're
Oh,
tall.
with the two.
Probably not. I think there's this
Okay,
high
we
ground and a
fell,
bunch of
yeah.
trees. Yeah.
Cool. That's fine for me. Don't care.
Hmm.
He's mad.
Yeah, I am mad. Yeah, I'm mad. Alright. Went over to the party. Sorry.
You guys just chilling by the Etiquette pole.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the slowest initiative possible.
Oh,
Oh.
this is gonna be so sick. Just fucking dive at him off the
He's about to go
cliff.
smack.
All right,
Yeah,
Archie.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to run off the cliff and give him a flying punch to the face.
This is fucking sick.
Throwing yourself off the cliff. When the giant's tall, right? Like 19 feet tall. So their face is more or less at cliff height, which allows
Yep.
you to like leap through the air without
Yep.
taking any falling damage. And
Superman punch.
That's a crit.
Crits him.
my
Yeah.
god. 12 damage.
This
Ah.
reminds me of the lizard on the island. Where
Yeah.
like it's fucking dead, dude.
Your fist comes onto the giant. You immediately snap off this front thing over their face, which is actually just a mask. And all that green stuff coming off the back of it is like woven hair into the mask. And the mask breaks as the nose of the giant underneath splits and cracks, and blood begins to stream down his face.
We got another. Yeah, you got
Archie lands and takes a second attack for his, I guess, knees? Ooh.
Oh.
It's no good. Give
Like
me a
a-
death saving throw, Archie.
Fuck.
It's not as fun this way.
Oh! That's right. Archie does fall off the giant with the other attack, falling the 19 feet and taking 1d6 falling damage, 5 points, as you find yourself on the ground, prone. Sail.
I am just gonna take my full movement to move towards the party. What's my movement range?
120 feet.
Sure, I'll like run up here. I'll spot the captain. I see that he's looking like off to the right, and I'll run to about here. Can I sprint? No, I don't want to get any closer. I'll get to about here.
Yeah, here you go. You can move faster, but then you become like less aware of your surroundings, and enemies have bonuses to hit you, and possibly penalties on saving throws.
No, I'm just gonna get up to the party. I can get to about here-ish.
Yeah, perfect. Nilram.
Same thing. I'm gonna get over here and probably lay down.
Yeah, you run over here and
Crouch.
get yourself behind some cover, take a little bit of
Yeah.
a crouch as you survey the situation. Captain John, you were
All
going
right.
to climb this hill, but now
No, I do something else. This is gonna be so epic. You ready?
you're going to follow.
I start in a sprint towards the giant here. I have my rope in my hands. I quickly tie a noose. Right, and my goal is to, as I'm running, launch the rope, noose it around its neck, and then like flip over it, leaping over it, tumbling, and try and like drag it down to the ground.
He's got a weird proficiency for this, I think.
I've
Right?
got a rope use proficiency.
He's got a rope use.
So you want to leap onto the giant as you put the thing
No, I
over its
wanna,
head.
like, I'm like an American cowboy, right? I want to like lasso its neck, leap over it, and then pull the rope tight as I like tumble across behind it.
Right, so
Well-
you have to clear a 15-foot gap then if you want to land beyond its head. So give me that strength check, and then the 2d6 plus your level for the distance that you can jump.
Well, I'm also gonna have to roll to see whether I can hit the noose around its head, right?
Yes.
Well,
What
here's
happens
the
when you
thing.
try to do cool shit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
when you're what do you call it when you tie a boat to the dock? You do this all the time. You just throw that rope. You see dudes
That's
doing
it.
it on YouTube, and they
True.
do it like it's
You've done
instant.
this
They don't even need to
100
try.
times.
Mhm.
True.
He's tying a boat up here.
You're
This
right.
is
Maybe I
probably-
don't even need to roll.
But in
Maybe I
this
don't even need to roll
situation,
for that.
the dock is a moving monster who wants to kill you.
Fair, fair.
Roll your strength check, Nick. Let's see it.
Yeah.
You want a strength check
check for
first?
the jump.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god.
Easy.
That gets me an extra
Holy
D6, Neil.
shit.
That gets me an extra D6.
You can
right?
roll 3d6, keep the highest 2,
Okay.
Okay.
and then add your level.
So
8, yeah.
8 and
you're
your
14.
level?
14.
14 is enough that you can land on its head and then just jump off of it down to
Yeah.
the ground.
That's even
Now,
better.
now make me the lasso check.
What's that going to be? Is that? Do you want a rope use proficiency?
I would like an attack roll. Wait, there's actually rules. somewhere.
Neil's getting the rare edition of second
Yeah.
edition book that they've fucking released about lassoing.
You're not far off.
Ah, yes, the lassoing book. Let me pull that one out.
The complete book of lassoing. Lasso kits.
The lad and
1-8.
lasses.
The cowboy. The dockman.
These are all very reasonable books names for second
The circus
edition.
performer.
A lasso. Okay. A lasso or lariat is commonly associated with blah blah blah. No one gives a shit about the history. Lassos are only effective when used in conjunction with a called shot attack. They cannot be used for normal attacks. If the attacker succeeds with a called shot against his opponent's legs, you can do this other stuff. Doesn't matter. If you succeed against the arms, it doesn't matter. Well, I think we'll just call it arms in this situation. So it's going to be a called shot. That's an attack roll at -4.
Yeah, but I can really only see his head from the cliff.
Yeah, but it's a big head that you got to get the lasso over, you know?
Yeah. So I'm saying it's not really a cold shot. But
No, but I'm saying like a lasso has to. It's not just enough to hit it. You have to get all the way around it. You know, the bigger the target, the harder it is to lasso practically.
Okay, so it's -4. It's still a ranged attack. I'm not getting. I've got rope use proficiency, so I think in this case, I shouldn't get the -2 for lack of proficiency.
Fair.
Right, because you have rope use. That's fine. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
And you don't need to hit its armored AC. You just need to hit AC 10 because it doesn't matter how thick its hide is. You just have to hit the target. So you need a 14 or
Okay.
higher on an attack roll.
I mean, I'm just gonna use my dagger because it's like
Sure.
0 bonus. Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom! Yes.
God damn, Nick.
Oh, we did it. That was a
God
fucking
damn.
badass.
Yeah, you
Jesus.
lasso it round the neck and then leap off its back. How much slack do you give? Do you like go all the way the 20 feet to the ground, or are you gonna suspend yourself in the air? What
No,
are you
yeah, I'm
doing?
going all the way to the ground. I want to like slam it into the ground, and I'm going to tumble as I hit the floor.
Okay, so with your 220s, I'm not going to ask for any additional checks to make sure you have enough rope. So you give yourself like 18 feet of rope as you place the lasso around this thing's head and leap off of it, cunningly judging the length of rope in your hand, letting it slide out just enough to give it a nice hard yoink on the way down. We will give the giant a death saving throw, which it will pass, and so it will stumble backwards with you, surprised and getting choked out by this large rope, and you will not
After
take any
all
falling
this-
damage.
After all this, it lands on Nick and fucking kills him.
Would be funny.
Nilram will call out, Captain, try to talk to the giant.
Yeah.
The giant's
okay.
turn. It runs. That's what it had rolled in initiative for, and it's got John in tow, and so it fucking takes off, and John's still holding that rope, and the two
We're
of them
flying, baby.
go sailing
All
through
right.
the woods.
John, like,
Initiative
oh.
again, because I can get a spell off, guaranteed.
Well, I think this is the perfect time for our break, and we'll come back on the other side as John's being carried into the woods by a giant once again. See you soon.
That's not...
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Tides of Death. Captain John has been run off with by the giant, who's got pretty good movement speed and like hurries themselves through the jungle.
Okay, let's
they
ask
can
a few
go-
Can I get a
questions
magic
here.
missile off at least?
Well, that
Is-
was the end of their turn where they ran. So it depends on where you will be at the start of your next initiative. But I think their objective is to get out of line of sight from the rest of you. So
Excellent.
I don't think so.
It's just hard to get out of line of sight when you're a 19-foot giant.
That's true. But with these cliffs and these trees and the sort of camouflage clothing they're wearing, why don't you make me a perception check at -5?
I hit it.
Fuck. Okay.
Absolutely obliterated that check.
No, sometimes you ask for ridiculous rolls expecting the players not to succeed in them, and then they like totally do.
Sometimes they fail them.
That's a risk you take now.
That is.
No.
So, do I get my magic missile off?
Rolling for initiative, they might still beat you in initiative.
10?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, you're gonna win. Go ahead.
16 damage.
Ooh.
So close. John, you'll also need to roll for initiative.
Well, first of all, I was just going to ask about this giant's breathing situation here.
Yeah.
Is he holding his breath, or can he breathe?
These are great questions. I think John is maybe a little preoccupied with
positing.
not running
Sure.
into things and like being dragged along and looking for either a
Preoccupied
good.
with slaying the giant, you mean?
Oh my god, are you fighting? You're not just gonna dip?
What? No, I'm not going to dip. Fuck that. John's looking for a glorious death.
My god. Anyone
Get
else
him.
in the party want to roll in?
I'm going before
Hell
that
yeah.
magic missile as well, unfortunately.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I might
shit.
actually
Kill
kill him.
skill.
Well, Archie, the giant has fled. You can chase after them if you would like, but you're not going to be able to get close enough to attack as well.
Yeah, I will chase though.
You chase. Woo! And then John, you're being pulled along. You've got the rope with both hands, and you're like bouncing along the ground, sort of off of this
Yeah.
rock, off of this ground.
So I'm climbing this round. I'm climbing the rope. I need to get close enough to strike it. So I'm going to try and climb up the rope to get closer
Yeah.
to the giant.
I'm gonna
My
need
dagger
you.
or my rapier in my mouth.
I'm gonna need you to make me a strength check or a dex check. A strength check would be you just force your way up the rope. A dex check would be you like position yourself and sort of bounce off of things carefully to
Yeah.
give you room to climb. What's
That's
gonna
what I
be?
do. I wait for the rope to take me near a cliff, and then I kind of like wall run off the cliff and leap off it to try and get closer to the giant. So I go for dex with a
Oh my
33.
god. Yes, you can sort of wall run to the point where you're holding onto the rope and your feet are against the giant's back, and you're sort of bouncing along with it as the giant runs through the forest. And it can feel your feet against its back as you begin to climb further, and it gives like a look over its shoulder. Its mask now broken and fallen away, its nose cracked and bloody, and this like huge dent across its forehead. And
It
like
sees a
holes in
dead
its
man.
face.
Holding onto its neck.
Cries out.
I assume I can't make an attack this round. I'm mostly saying that because I want to attack it next round so I can get the kill. So otherwise, Nilram will kill it with the magic missile.
You can attack this round, yeah?
I think you can probably get it this round. You've got some movement as a rope climbing.
It's just going to be my rapier though, because I'm holding on with one hand, right?
Yep.
Right, you get one attack. You can't
Yeah.
use both hands.
16.
Back
attack.
16
Oh wait,
becomes
that's with a -4. That's with a -4, so it's actually a 20.
it's a 20. Giant has AC 17. You skewer it through the back. Right between the shoulder blades. Piercing
damage.
its heart on the way through.
Wow, hold
the
on.
giant.
No, it's fine.
The
I was
giant
gonna say
will,
Nilram technically killed it.
I think the magic missiles come in as I'm like wall jumping off the cliff, right? And then I finally get the stab. That's my kill.
John gets the kill, that's fine.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair.
and you can stumble as the giant pitches forward. Do a nice tucking roll off of the back of it as the giant
No.
comes to a
I
dead stop.
surf its body as it collapses into the ground, right?
Excellent. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Archie,
So badass.
moments behind you, catches up as the giant.
I
Hits the
turn
ground with a
around,
thud.
right? I turn around to see Archie sprinting, and I give him a wink as I surf along.
Holy
Giant
shit!
Damn right.
He is the
Nora was
coolest
right.
one.
I am the coolest.
That's badass.
I know. I don't know what happened. I think John sort of smiles maybe for a first time, widely in a while, and will like give Archie a high five or something, fist bump.
Hell yeah.
Well, shit. I can't believe it. I guess Stanic's just sort of standing or looking at the giant.
Nilram will go and attempt a medicine check on the giant. Int.
Oh, no, the rapier went right through its heart. And also,
yeah,
the
damn
giant's
right.
way too fucking big. There's no way. You couldn't
That's
find
fine.
these wounds.
Cool, fuck him. I search him.
Quickly, the party reconvenes. PotatoMcWhiskey, Soft Earth and Stone goes off somewhere, but
I
matters.
fired it off wherever Nilram was firing his magic missiles. So like
Got
I don't
it.
know if I hit.
yeah.
So somewhere out there there's a patch of earth that's just fucked.
That's
Mhm.
soft, yeah.
There's a cliff ready to collapse as soon as someone steps on it. Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's permanent too, so that's just waiting for someone someday.
Mm-hmm. Some other giant that lives on this island walking along. Oh, ah! One day.
Yeah, so we searched the giant for stuff. It's probably got nothing useful.
Probably nothing.
The giant has quite a bit of things on them.
Oh,
Some twig.
some twigs,
Some rope.
comically large arrows.
Is it
Well-
super dead? Because I do have cure light wounds. Okay, I have scrolls.
Yeah, its heart was pierced by a rapier.
Okay.
Definitely
They're
dead.
coming back from that. That's a good idea. We
That
keep
is a good
going
idea.
with a large Archie.
Yeah.
That's sick.
So it has its giant-sized bow. It has a whole bunch of giant-sized arrows. And now that you're getting a chance to really look at it, you can see that it is wrapped with like armor on itself. Its shins are covered with these like really thick pieces of curved bent wood and bark. And Archie, you're realizing if you had just gone toe-to-toe to fight with this thing, this armor is too thick for you to even have hit it. By the mere grace of the gods, did it fall to a height where you could engage it in melee effectively.
True.
Which I'm very frustrated about. I was really looking forward to Archie trying to beat on a giant's legs and not be able to hurt it.
I would
But
like to attempt to remove the giant's head.
Please make me a butchery check.
What mechanics are going on with that, Neil? Or is that just a new mechanic? Like, is it like bludgeoning resist or something like that? You know, like the
No,
first 10
well,
damage of bludgeoning.
We'll figure it out when we come in against it
Okay,
next
okay.
time. How about that?
Yeah.
Let's see.
It'd be cool if you have to like beat its armor off.
You will find a whole bunch of like smoked meat within the giant's bag that it carries on its side. You will find large-sized tools. You'll find like a giant whetstone used to sharpen blades. Where is its file here?
Does it have like a giant sword or something?
It doesn't. It has a very large club. You know, essentially an oversized branch that has been whittled down and then like marked with symbols on it. And you will see on the club engraved into it, you know, old club too, with lots of little stones set into it, but you'll see engravings of a serpent up and down the sides of the club.
We should bring this for Den and Ted, Captain.
Who's that?
That's that ogre.
Oh, yeah. Wait, this is magic?
I don't think it's magic, but they might need a big stick to hit things with.
Yeah, well, maybe. You want to carry it?
I can maybe reduce it when we come back tomorrow.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Yeah.
at least we can do is eat its food, I suppose. What do you reckon this is? I say, like, pouring over some of the smoked meat.
Find fire starters, little bits of tinder, a whole bunch of leather tucked into this bag, and like one
I'll
of
take
those
the leather.
giant hulls used to sew leather. They look to be a fairly civilized group. Or this giant probably has other giants with it somewhere. They've got tool making of reasonable quality. They're like literally sewing fabrics and sewing leathers, so that's pretty useful.
How much leather? I need it for
Hundreds
armor
of pounds.
spells. 100 pounds.
Yeah, you can cut off strips of leather as you need, but as much as you want.
I'll
essentially.
cut off, I don't know, 10 pounds of leather.
Great.
Okay.
Yeah, and you will find some pretty rocks. You will know that these aren't gemstones. These are like large rocks, each one maybe the size of your hand or the size of your head. And they're kind of pretty. They might each fetch, you know, maybe 10 or 20 silver somewhere because they're kind of a cool rock, but it's not worth
Pretty rock.
hauling them around.
No. Well, unless anyone wants any trophies, I suggest we move away from both this thing and the hole that I fell into. Keep going towards the mountain.
I agree.
Sounds like a
Can I
plan,
give
Captain.
me an appraising proficiency check for those things earlier?
Yes, for the wealth that was found in the mass grave that you looted.
28.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I wrote down 1,000, but if you want to give me a new number, I can.
Yes, if you dig through it, 1,000 is a little bit shy. It's actually 1,500.
Oh, there we go. I'll tell you $1,500.
Is it
Mhm.
worth me recording this separately, or should I just add it as silver?
There should be like a pile of things that you can sell one day that isn't exactly liquid yet.
Yeah, okay.
So if you want to do like miscellaneous loot or like miscellaneous selling loot.
For now, I'll just put silver dragon jewelry. I mean, I really, for the sake of 1,500 silver, I don't think it's ever going to be relevant, but maybe it will.
Maybe.
Okay.
We head off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone in good HP? No problems there?
I think so, yeah.
I'm a little damaged, not gonna lie. I'm a little bit
Oh, yeah.
beat up.
You want a healing salve?
I could use some. I'm at. What am I at?
You're
At
19 now.
49.
I think
Yeah.
you can use one healing salve. Do you have one in your character sheet?
No, I do not.
Okay, I give you a whole one. We are running short of these. We have 5.5 left.
How much did these heal again?
9.
Got it.
One of the
Okay.
things you'll notice here, as you collect giant parts and take a look around. Also, Sale, did you ever butcher its head off? You did. 23. Perfect. Okay. Its head has been
So how heavy is this head?
very. Like 80 pounds? 100 pounds?
Does
Okay.
Sale do this in like quick fashion, or would I have a chance to maybe try and talk him round before he does
It'll
it?
take a little while to hack through a giant neck.
Yeah,
I
I'll
just-
like start.
Sale, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but if he's got more giant friends, and based on what he's carrying, it seems like he probably does, we might find ourselves in a negotiation at some point. You know, he attacked us, we defended ourselves, that's fair enough. We start hacking off heads and carrying them around. Maybe that's a little bit harder an argument to make.
I'll stroke my beard and be like, but it would maybe make them fear us.
Perhaps.
I'll like try to lift the head up. I'm like, it is kind of big.
Yeah, and gross.
So I'll leave it.
So, like, chopped into a little bit, but not fully severed.
Yeah.
Okay. Could be a combat wound, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, you'll notice along this forested path, this right here is a nice, wide, seemingly man-made trail. It's quite old. Things are beginning to grow on it, and some things have fallen onto it. It's not well kept up, but this area that you're walking is a proper trail, an old trail, but a proper one nonetheless. And it can be followed up into the mountains.
We follow the old trail that we were walking on. Like we want to go with.
Yes.
Come down, yep.
I don't need the giant village who are mad at me because we killed their chief.
Okay. Up into the mountains you go, following your trail. And
Wait, so sorry, to clarify, you reckon this trail leads to the giant village away from where we're trying to go?
That is the guess, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, yeah, I agree. Let's not go to the giant village.
all right, go somewhere else then. Following the
carry
other
it
place, following the other trail
Yeah.
that you were on earlier, like backtracking to the ponds and then heading off in a slightly different direction, more westerly than this one. You will find a still much smaller, much more narrow old path that sometimes you lose, but you can pick up again. Luckily, it's not a long distance, and so if you get a little lost, it's fine. You can always see the coastline and the mountain peaks, so you're not going to get lost in the jungle or the woods and just die. But you do find a section where there is a switchback. A little whoop, 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 that goes maybe 400, 500 feet up into the mountains, where you see a large-ish, I guess a normal-sized door, maybe 3 feet wide and 8 feet tall, a little bit bigger than normal. It's got a stone frame that goes all the way around it, and then this bright new door in it. This like shiny lacquered door with a big golden triangle in the middle with little blue rings coming off of each of the ends, and some trees have grown up in front of it, so you couldn't quite like notice these details down from the beach or anywhere. It sort of blocks it from sight, but it's got this big fat symbol of a stair right on this old door frame. Probably
Is the
get away
door
from
frame
that.
connected to a building or not?
It's just like into the mountain wall, into like a section
Oh.
of sheer rock.
Do I feel like this is where it was marked on the map?
It's in the vicinity. It could very well
Yeah.
be that, or it could be a red herring.
When you say the door is marked with a symbol of a stair, does that look like
Like etched
original
into
or
it.
secondary?
This is a great question because the stone framing of the doorway looks old, and the stone there looks like it matches the mountain. But the door here is like covered with a shiny lacquer, which sits above the blue and gold triangle and circles. What
So-
would you what would you do to determine if it's different or newer than the other stuff?
Where the symbol of a stair was carved, I would like look to see if that's like older looking than the rest of it, like because it would weather differently, right?
Mhm.
Like because it would be exposed differently compared to like the frame, or let's say there was like an original door and then they just carved the Astaire symbol on top. There might be remnants of like previous symbols on the door.
No, if this was a previous door that had a symbol carved on top of it, then that previous door would have been like sanded all the way down. The whole thing looks equally weathered, which is also to say it doesn't look very weathered at all with all of that like shiny lacquer on it. Keeps it nice and preserved.
Okay. Yeah, so it looks like a door.
What'd you say?
It looks like a door.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like a secondary door, like it's been replaced.
Well, maybe the whole door was replaced, or maybe the door was made with the symbol of a stair in it. Or maybe they sanded down the whole door and then put a symbol of a stair in it to hide the... I don't know.
You said this thing's looking pretty new. Can I just before we mess with it, is it looking like unnaturally new? Like, does it look like it's just been done in the last few weeks?
No.
Or does it look like maybe it's been done the last few years?
There is like you can see areas where it's rained and then like dust has been blown on the door and the dust is still sort of stuck to the door. So it doesn't look perhaps magical or repaired or cleaned or upkept at all. It just looks like it was made with the intent to be preserved, and it's probably in a spot that doesn't get too much weathering.
You guys
Alright,
ready? Can I knock the door open?
Let's try it first. Maybe it doesn't need magic.
Oh, one last quick thing. Did you say the colors were inversed from the normal Astaire colors?
No, it's the normal Astaire colors. I think
Gotcha.
I messed up the order, which is I was hoping no one would notice. Thank you.
No worries.
I take a few steps towards the door and say, "Step back, everyone, just in case it's trapped." And I'll detect traps still.
All right. What is your detect traps chance? Because I roll it in secret.
It's not best. It's 5.
It's 5%.
It's 5%. Yeah.
You detect no traps.
I open the door.
A
Confident.
small needle shoves itself into your hand as you open the door.
I pretend
it
like
hurts.
it didn't happen.
It takes no damage, but you did get stabbed in the hand by a needle.
You have AIDS now.
The door is locked as well.
Okay, I will cast knock on it, and I will take. He didn't say anything about his hand, right?
Well, I'm looking at it now. Maybe I'm poisoned. I look at it. Is it swelling?
Not yet. I mean, it's only been a few seconds. How long does poison take to start swelling in your hand?
I don't know.
Everyone takes a moment to notice John is looking at his hand as
Fuck his
Nilram
hand.
knocks the door and it opens on its hinges.
We go.
Um,
John, stop fucking whinging in your hand. Did it shock you? Let's go.
It stabbed me with something like a needle or something.
You'll be fine.
John, you've literally gotten your head torn off. You're gonna be okay.
Just let us know if it starts to hurt more.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
Okay. You all step inside. It's a cool area within this frame. There's a small passageway that runs maybe 20 feet, and there's like a little hollowed out chamber on the side that would act as some sort of room. In here, you can see signs of fire damage. You can see lots of ash lying in here. There's been no time to like clean up those remains. There's no weathering events to wash it all away. This chamber is as it was the day that it was burned.
I'm gonna cast Wizard Lock on this door, which should allow me to enter freely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, just
And if something happens to you, everyone else will be trapped inside.
Correct. Fuck.
Okay. And you close the door behind you.
I think we leave it open for now.
Yes. The famous leaving open of doors. It's fine.
No, just for now. We just walked
Fine.
in. I just want to get a sense of what's going on.
Yeah. So there's this small passageway with another door at the far end that looks similar. It's got the lacquer on it. It's got the symbol of a stair on it. And there's this other passage, this other chamber right off to your side. That is just like everything in here was burned. And as you look around and maybe kick the ash aside, you can see that there are like old nails in here, writing utensils, like the little metal tip of a quill you can find, some broken glass, a stone that you would use for making ink, a whole bunch of like supplies that have all ruined and useless now. But the cleric and wizard amongst you can see like tools of bureaucracy and academia sorted through here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking around and I have a bad feeling, so I'm gonna cast divination. I'm gonna ask a very simple question. Will we die if we go deeper into this place?
Yeah, the classic response: great risk comes with great reward. And it literally even says that in the spell description, I think, or something similar.
Well, that'll let you know the rough risk, right?
Yeah.
If it's like, there's no danger here, I either failed my check or
60% plus 1% per experience level, and your level is what again?
7. So like a 1 in 3 chance I fail.
Yeah.
But you know when you fail.
Do you?
Pretty sure.
Yeah. If the dice roll is failed, the caster knows the spell failed unless specific magic yielding false information. Great. Will we die if we go down in here?
Probably not.
Dangers lurk in the shadows.
I immediately look at Nilram's shadow. Like, watch out, Nilram. And dangers lurk.
Yes. His shadow's cast by the light coming in through the open door. Which brings us to the point that beyond this next door, it's going to be probably pretty dark in here. Does anyone have a source of light?
I have spells. I have light spells and fairy fire.
Okay. Could be good then.
Yeah.
How's your hand looking, John?
Take a look.
Seems fine.
I feel fine.
Yeah. I mean, as fine as you feel, that sort of empty, hollow coldness within you.
Yeah. No, I think it's fine. Say, let's not get lost in here without any light, though. Maybe we should find somewhere to rest and come back in the morning with magic.
Still other stair-marked door right in front of you, though. Are you really going to back out without going through it? Or at least seeing what's beyond it?
Check up for traps.
It's definitely not trapped.
Less than a coin float.
I suppose I'll just try this door. I open the door.
As you touch it and turn it, it doesn't really move, and you don't really notice much. And as soon as you try to ungrip your hand from it, you realize your hand is stuck. And then you notice that there's a thin layer of frost beginning to cover the door and the handle as the whole thing begins to freeze in place. Yet, you can't really feel the sensation in your hand, John.
Yeah.
I grab John and I cast Dimension Door just outside of the cave. It should take John and I.
And some of my skin.
It could take his whole hand. I don't think that it would just be stuck, but...
You're
You can
gonna
let me know
try
that.
to teleport him while he's frozen to a door.
Wait, he's frozen to the door or his hand's stuck on the door?
Same?
I roll saving throw against spell.
I don't think that this is going to make his hand not come.
Yeah, then it's fine. Then just do
I
it.
still roll the same thing.
Yeah, that's fine.
Roll me a saving throw versus death or spell.
Okay. Oh. Guess we're good.
Yeah, here's my logic behind that. If someone's holding, like, let's say, Yan's character by the hand, and I grab him and I'm teleporting him away, he's not going to A, lose his fucking hand, and B, not be teleported. I'm forcing it against his will. He's coming with me.
Mention door.
We should sew it back on.
Sew back on, like your head.
Be alright.
Okay.
Like
Put it in the chat if you know.
teleportation isn't like a yoinking force, right?
No, it's you're disappearing and you're reappearing.
Yeah.
Well, it depends on if like the magic counts as like a grabbing force. If it's like holding, like if it's just the effect of cold, it's like magical cold. Maybe like the skin gets left behind. 'Cause it's frozen
Allows
to
for
the
no error. I'm taking his whole being.
Like worst case, he loses the skin on his hand, right?
Worst case, he loses skin on his hand.
I
Yeah.
mean,
That's up for Koibu to decide.
his hand is frozen to the door. It is frozen, solid, and connected to the door. And he's trying to let go, and it's not responding to his commands. So what happens when he is part of the door? And the door doesn't come with him. You can't teleport something that's attached to something else. You couldn't, like, hold the handle of a door and then teleport and bring the door with you to open the door, right?
What,
It's
So
attached.
what if someone's holding your hand
yeah.
and I'm trying to teleport someone away?
Or
if-
like hugging a pole. Like
If
Yeah.
your hand is within, like, a ring, like a set of handcuffs or something, you're not attached to that handcuff. The handcuff is just too small for you to slip your hand out of. So teleportation, you would easily go away from. But if you are, like, turned to stone and part of that stone is attached to the stone of a wall or something, like if you are physically integrated with a substance, I think you run into serious problems. So you
So I was
too
Impression
will
that it's starting to frost over, and his hand's starting to get frozen. Not like it's a block of ice.
well,
But I would say that no matter what, it doesn't matter, because I think that even if it is a
Yeah.
block of ice, in my mind, his hand would just disappear from the block of ice, and he's going to appear somewhere else as normal.
maybe, but I think with John being not really alive and not really being sensing or feeling cold, or as you might have picked up earlier, not really being affected by the poisons, you teleport him and he comes away with a stump for a hand, for a right hand, I suppose.
Just fuck his character up more.
Fucking bullshit.
Magic is a powerful thing.
You're fucking wily now.
John, you appear outside. Your hand
my
is still attached to the
God.
door.
I actually can we?
I
can we
can't
start
believe
here
it.
tomorrow. I don't know how to react to this. I feel like I need to think about it.
That's
I don't even.
reasonable,
Yeah.
Mr. Headless Man.
Yeah.
Inside the cave, sort of watching these two blink away, Sale and Archie will see John's hand stuck to the door.
I
Not
will
in a million.
I'll look on in shock. Like nudge Archie, like is that John's hand? Should we grab it? Probably not, right?
It's still cold.
Is the door unfreezing?
Oh dear.
How do you
Now,
can you
li-
tell if it's unfreezing?
Well, I would imagine that like the shimmer of ice on it is starting to fade away because
Yeah.
there's no living thing touching it.
Yeah, you come up to the door and you look at it. Maybe you scrape it a little bit of it with a rock or edge of a knife or something, and the frost scrapes away and doesn't reform, and it seems to be returning to its normal temperature, which will take some time as the heat comes back in.
Can I like use like my I'm like looking at his hand, like, how do I get this off? I think he's fucked, guys. Um,
We
can I
need
like
magic
pry the
healing
hand
for that.
off very gently with my rapier? Just like I'm just trying to very gently see if it'll come off.
You are a professional butcher, and you are used to sort of taking your time with things. You're a patient cleric with high wisdom. You can take your time, which will take many minutes, to slowly pry the hand off, uncarving this section and that section from the door until the hand falls to the ground at your feet.
Yeah, I'll pick it up and look at it. Be like, it's John's hand. And I'll turn back and look at the entrance and see what the other guys are doing.
I think they're outside staring, mouth agape, not really believing what has happened to them, because there's no reason that John's hand should have stayed behind on the door. John should have come with him. All the arguments that were just made before the ruling came down are running across their faces.
Yeah, I'm holding the stump up between the two of us, like confused. Like, what are we looking at here? Just so I know for thinking, like, what's the situation vis-a-vis the edge of the cliff and where Nilram's standing? Just out of interest.
Maybe 20 feet away.
Is
Oh,
the stump
okay.
bleeding?
No.
The fuck?
Wait. I'm like, I walk over to John with his hand, and I'm like, you left this?
Let me give you a hand, John.
And then I noticed that his wrist isn't bleeding, and I'm like, wait, maybe you don't.
I just sort of reach out.
Maybe
with
you
my
don't
left
need
hand.
the blood.
I
And
reach
I'm
out
like,
with my left hand quietly to take my hand back, and we'll just kind of put it on.
I
Can
know.
you move?
I-
Can you move the hand?
wait. I'm holding it, and I'm like, wait. I think I can put it back on. No,
How are
do
you gonna-
have? I use rope and
No,
bandages
fuck that.
to like stick
Fuck
it.
that.
So he has, like, a little rope.
I take it, Neil, with my left hand. Is it still frozen?
Well, you have a hard time feeling temperature, but its joints aren't moving particularly well.
Yeah, well, I get it though. I hold the wrist end of the hand. I sort of blow on it a little bit, get it nice and toasty. Get it a bit moist, like it's an N64 cartridge,
Yeah.
Blow out the dust. Sort of line that shit up, and I just sort of put it back on there, and then I'm gonna hold it. I hold it at the wrist,
You hold it at
and
the
then
wrist.
I just give it a little wiggle of the fingers.
Yeah, and you notice your finger moves a little bit. It's a little slow
There
to
you go.
react, but it moves.
Yeah, it's just a bit cold.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
And then as you let go of the other hand, it just falls off, unattached.
I don't let go though. I keep hold.
As
This
long
is
as
what
you
we're doing for now.
as long as you hold it to your wrist, you will gain some motor function.
Yeah, we're gonna
You
let
might
it
need
warm
it.
back up.
Not bad.
John, you're gonna impress so many people at the next party with this trick. Holy shit.
Anyone
I'm
got a
like-
needle and thread? I say
I'm
as the
thinking
episode
about it.
closes. I think that's the last scene, right? It's John holding it there. He's going like this, then he turns to parts. He's like, "Has anyone got a needle and thread?" And then it does one of those cuts where it goes black and you see a circle. Do you know what I mean? Like the circle gets smaller and smaller on John and then his hand, and it fades to black.
I think that will do us then for the day. When we come back next week, we will explore this dungeon. And in the meantime, we're going to look to see if there are any questions from our dearly beloved patrons who make
Check
this
out.
show possible.
Would Nilram ever accept a deal with Rohi? If he had some reasonable strings attached, but some sort of real power boost. Probably not, no. We'll have to see. There was like one or two things that I was thinking that might be able to be like finagled in if he needed to make a deal for his life. But the answer is probably not. Second question. Question for the cast. So far, Koibu has done a fantastic job at creating the mysterious presence that is Rohi. As a viewer, he seems to simultaneously be a powerful ally and a dangerous threat to the autonomy of the party. For the players, how do you feel about Rohi? How does your character feel about Rohi? Is he a friend, a foe, or just some other entity to interact with?
As the
Well-
primary interactor with Rohi, he's a capricious son of a bitch who only helps me at like the worst times. And I think he is a good friend. I think he's on our side. He wants us to succeed.
I think John is scared of Rohi and has been from that first time on the little rowboat with Nilram. When we sold our souls to him, or felt that we owed him our souls. And everything that's happened only kind of deepens that fear and the idea that there is now worse things than death, and this might not even be the end, and just it's just kind of seems to be one long horror show that John's found himself in that just keeps getting darker and darker and worse, and it's slowly just turning him into a monster. So yeah, I mean, I think scared, but maybe almost like Stockholm syndrome a little bit, where it's like, this is my only way out. It's my only choice now.
Archie's he's a little bit conflicted on it because it's all a little weird, but he brought his best friend back to life, and also Archie's starting to feel like maybe serving Rohi, as the ultimate captain, so to speak, might be his true purpose.
Nilram's probably just pretty fearful of the power, and he doesn't like that all of his friends are being bound to a deity that he doesn't really know about. That's it.
Yep, that's it.
All the questions?
That's
All
it.
right.
That's all the questions.
If you would like to ask questions, you can join us on patreon.com/Tides of Death.
Root.
Is that the right address?
Yes. Yep.
Excellent. All right. Then we will be back hopefully next week with some more Tides of Death, and then we're off for a few weeks. So catch you next week, everybody. Bye-bye.
See you
See
then.
you then.